Welcome back to the PUBG 2019 Fall. It's the mobile split too, so we're in the North American region now. Group A versus Group C. We've already had one round of the group games go by, and if you missed any of that action, you need to be subscribed to the PUBGMOBILE Esports YouTube channel. When you're there, you can muck around a little bit, have a bit of a see what's going on. Download the game as well on the iOS App Store and the Google Play. Get into it. I know I have. Dave has too. I'm joined by Mustache Dave for the first time.
Yeah.
He's here. He's arrived.
I'm excited.
Ready to see some NA mobile PUBG.
I'm ready. Yeah. This is going to be my first day catching up to it. I know I missed one day when it comes to this group, but I'm looking forward to it. There's a couple teams here that I'm looking forward to. I hear good things about them within the community. That's why I'm a little surprised a couple of these teams are down there at the bottom leaderboard. Yeah. But they've only had one day so far, so I'm looking for some comebacks today, pretty much.
That's right. 1/3 of the game's gone for these group stages, and there are a few teams hanging around the bottom that you wouldn't expect to see. Spacestation Gaming sitting in the middle of the pack. They were our winners last split, going all the way to the global finals. We also have Omen Elite sitting down closer to the bottom, but this is how they get there. You got the group stages. You've got 4 groups of 8 teams each. That's 32 to start with. We dropped 8, the bottom 8 after 24 matches. That will give us the 24 teams. From there, again, we dropped the bottom 8 after 24 matches into the top 16. And once you're in that top 16, you've got 10 games to prove yourself to make it through and win the regional finals. It is a cutthroat competition, but you need points to get that far, and 20 points for a chicken dinner, 14 points for a second place. Third place secures you 10 points. Each kill gets you a point too. We've seen some big chicken dinners, a 19 kill one, a 17 kill one. Ooh, apparently there was a 20 odd one as well.
Was this NA?
No, this was all across the other regions.
Okay,
in NA, we've seen a few. Cloud9 had a 15 kill chicken dinner. They're not in the groups today, but we'll see them next Wednesday, I believe, when they'll be in action next. So if you are a fan of Cloud9, get stuck into it. This is who we have today. We have some big names. We have Tempo Storm, Omen Elite in there, Space Station are in there, GRUNTo, they're a big team. Pittsburgh Knights as well. They've been around forever and a day, it feels like.
That's your favorite today, right? We were
Pittsburgh
talking.
Knights, yeah. They're looking good today. They're sitting about middle of the top 8 pack, so they're looking to bounce back and come out strong. I think between them and Space Station Gaming, both of those teams will be looking for a big day today. See any names there that jump out at you?
Yeah. This lobby is going to be exciting because looking at the kind of the global leaderboard, we rank all the teams against each other. Tempo Storm, 4th place, the Unnamed. 5th place, Pittsburgh Knights, 6th place, and then we got Tribe Gamers over here in 7th place. So we got a couple of the top contenders right now within the NA region in this lobby. So yeah, it's going to be spicy.
5 or something of the top 8 teams, so there's a lot of talent in this lobby. Well, there's only one way to find out who's going to win it. It's getting into the first game of the day. It is going to be on Erangel, a favorite map. Actually, what is your favorite map?
Well, actually, we have Vikendi today.
We do have Vikendi.
I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but I'm definitely going to say looking forward to watching it here.
Well, I think after you watch it, it will be your favorite because we've seen some pretty good moments on Vikendi. But as I said, it is game 1. It is Erangel will be the map. These teams are very familiar with that map, as it's a classic map as we do the fly-through over Milta and Milta Power. Very popular place. The military island where shenanigans is always happening. The quarry where everyone deserts. I've never seen a team drop quarry willingly.
So, let me get your take on this because you've been casting a couple of these stages here. Yep. What has the circles been like? How have they been treating the players? Where they've been popping? What have you noticed so far?
Well, today there was a few rough ones actually. There was a plane, the plane's on the east coast and the circle pops on the west, and suddenly you get a scurry of rats trying to get over to the west coast. But this plane looks like it's a pretty soft plane actually, a pretty favorable one for all the teams. There shouldn't be any place that's unobtainable going into this. As far as Mansion, Pubg and stuff go, they're still in the mixture. But the circles have been pretty nice. We haven't seen any crazy Miramar circles out in the ocean. We haven't seen too many melee-based circles either. There's been about 2 or 3 of them.
Any Zarky? Any Zarky or
no
Stalber?
No Zarky ones. I've been waiting for Stalber all week, but no Stalber. Zarky is a pipe dream.
Yeah.
There's no way we're getting to see one of those.
Hey, maybe now that I'm here, we'll get to see some Zarky play. But right now, we're going to be watching the teams as they disperse out of the cargo hold door. And we see a couple of teams out there looking for that sweet loot location. Looks like everybody is finally out of the plane, so things are going to start heating up very shortly.
Yeah, the pilots kicked everybody out. On North America, we've seen a bit of action early on, some hot drops, some teams fighting over Pachinki seems to be the way of the game in North America, but that circle is not a very friendly one, as Novo is in it, Milta Power, but there is so much water in that circle. There is a lot of boat rotation that can be had. That is actually a mean circle. That's about, what, 30% still in water, so that play zone is not a very friendly one for these teams. There's a lot of rotating to do into the eastern side of that circle, as nobody chose to drop down near Milta Power or the prison area.
Yeah, I mean, it could still go either way, but right out of the gate, we are going to have a fight and a first blood, already.
Yeah, an incredibly early first blood, too, as we have these teams battling it out over what seems to be a pretty small compound area. So I think this is one of the teams to look out for today. They've got the cat ear on as well. Always like to see what cosmetics people are using. There are so many in PUBG Mobile, as this man has found himself running into a bus stop. Unfortunate driving. Also, Dave, I have to fill you in. The driving in this PUBG Mobile so far has been comical at best. There has been lots of crashing, lots of banging around, lots of teams finding their way into sticky situations off their own driving.
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask a couple of players what they prefer, if it's easier to just drive vehicles all day and get a couple frags out the gate, or if it's actually vice versa, and vehicles aren't a strong suit. Because whenever I'm in here playing PUBG Mobile, I get in a car. I'm not going to lie. I get in a car, I just drive around, I honk the horn, and I try to run people over. And it tends to work for me, but I don't know if that's the meta here when it comes to, you know, the stages that we're at with the competition. So right now, I believe that was Omen Elite. They're down there at the crate. So they're in South Georgia. They will be having that all to themselves. They're not going to have to worry about that. And this is Tribe, who is in 7th place right now, getting some loot in Rozhok.
They are in Rozhok, just getting some loot. So 7th place, they're sitting middle of the pack, really. They're top of the middle of the pack, you'd say. They'd consider themselves probably pretty safe at the moment from the relegation of the bottom 8. There is 32 teams, so if you're 7th out of 32, you're sitting pretty at the moment. You just can't afford to have one of those disastrous days. We have seen a few of them. We've seen a few teams go through a whole day without getting a single kill. And
that's rough.
That is really rough stuff.
What about points, though? Did they get placement points?
Yeah, they get placement. You get 1 placement point from 11th to 16th, so they are collecting that on their way through the games. So they end the day on 4 points, and it's pretty rough stuff as we see some action going on here in Novo. Some
couple of the boys from GRUNTo, trying to get some loot here. I do believe that they are aware of this other squad near them, as they are kind of being cautious in their movements over there, and still trying to get that loot. Probably going to have an engagement here very shortly. Now, this is in the first circle, so they could possibly pump the brakes here and take their time. They don't need to really rush this first fight.
No, they certainly don't. GRUNTo have had a shocker of a tournament so far. Their first 4 games were ones to forget. It was quite surprising going out the gate with them not going so hot, not getting the kill points, not getting the placement spots we thought we were going to get, as more kills roll out. And it is Jagger from the Pittsburgh Knights, who was one of their stars on day 1, has gone out of the game completely. He's been knocked and thirsted. So already, my Pittsburgh Knights not going off to the hottest start.
Yeah, and hey, you can't give up on them yet, though. All right, we got all day. That's your team for today, so don't be giving up on me, Ben. They need your support. They are in 6th place, so we'll see how they fare with their 3 members over here. But looking over here, got the ump aiming down sights, being super cautious. Ooh, already some grenades. Are these grenades from here? That's a nice little throw.
It is a long throw, using that third-person vision to scout out as much as they possibly can, as we see some knocks going down onto Tempo Storm, another team that is up at the top of the leaderboard. They've been sitting pretty at the moment, so they'll be comfortable with avoiding that bottom 8 slots, but you still want to have these good games. If you are one of those top teams, you want to cement yourself as one of those top teams and leave nothing to chance, so expecting big things out of them today. Well, it looked like it was Team Unnamed, who have been a bit of a star showing at the moment. They were facing off versus GRUNTo in that Novo crate battle.
5th place. So here we see in the distance Tempo. I believe they got 2 members in that U.S. trying to make a rotation early on. A couple members from Tempo, very seasoned within the PUBG mobile community. Got lots of good words and advice from them as well. I was trying to reach out to them before this and get a way of the land over here. But looks like there's a 3-team standoff over here.
Certainly is. There is some gamers about. Lots of strange little scouting positions that teams find themselves in this PUBG Mobile experience that I've witnessed so far, as a few of the Tempo players are looking a bit worse for wear.
A Lushy right there on that roof. All those sightlines able to, I believe they got a knock onto one of the members from Tempo on that rotation.
It's a big kill to claim first up. It's a nice handy one to have. It's always nice to knock out one of the big boys early on or wound them a little bit. Feels you full of confidence going into the late game, knowing that there isn't going to be a 4-man Tempo squad running at you. As we see the rotations coming around on the beach.
This dude's chilling in the shack over here. I'm not going to lie. You know, when I started playing PUBG Mobile, I first time got in a vehicle, full speed into the shack, thinking it was destructible, and I lost about 50% of my HP. So those shacks actually pretty good cover over here.
Yeah, they are. There has been a theme of the PUBG Mobile is using your car to just try and ram things, but just stopping, not using the brakes. The brakes don't work, apparently, for these teams. They just run into things.
Yeah, pop out.
Yep.
Yeah, pop out, do the drive-by, take them out one by one.
That's exactly it. As there is knowledge of this man there. Yep. This will go on for quite a while, I imagine, as they are pretty central to the zone. There's no pressure for them to move just yet, as we see the teams on the map. They start to rotate in. There isn't a lot of action going on. The military base is still fine.
This is a 4v1. I would like to see some aggression. I'm not going to lie. You know, that's a point right there, just waiting to get taken by this team. So
you don't want someone else to come along and take that either. You want to secure that point for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. This standoff's been happening since the beginning as well. I don't even think Da Vinci moved the muscle yet. Just getting information. Nothing's wrong with trying to gather as much information as possible, but my goodness, the patience on this, man. Yeah,
far more patient than I would be in this situation. I'd be straight over that barrier and getting it right into it, but that's why I'm sitting here and not a professional player. He seems to be okay for loot, though. He has 1 stim, has 5 bandages, so not the best meds situation. Has a level 2 silly vest and silly hat. He's got himself a level 3 backpack too. The gun situation on him, not too hot, but he has a pan, which is very important. When you're running away, you've got to cover yourself.
Very important. Most iconic item in the game, not going to lie. I mean, to be fair, they are center right into circle number 1, so depending on where the next circle goes, we were kind of making that question. Is it going to go south? Is it going to go north? We'll find out here very shortly, as the majority of the teams are finally able to rotate into circle number 1, as we see the boys from Tempo already losing 2 of their members this early on.
On board with them. This is pretty rough stuff for the boys in Tempo. They'll be trying to play for that late game now and give themselves the best opportunity to third-party some squads and get some kill points and maybe get some placement points too later on in the game. They are very, very talented PUBG Mobile players, so they'll still back themselves in the late game situation. As we see the circle centers up nicely, actually. That's very friendly for the teams. They've a lot in play still. Farm, shelter, Milta still in the zone. There is the bottom of the military island, but you'd think that that's going to shift away very quickly in the next few.
Yeah. I mean, this is good news for Da Vinci. He can still remain behind that wall, just peeking over, getting all the information. But with that slight, ridge over there, military island, I don't know. I mean, you would think it would, shift towards the mainland because the majority of it. But you never know with these circles. We could get a spicy one. I'm hoping for a spicy one because I can just imagine the mayhem that will unfold if that was to go south. Highly unlikely, but, I mean, I'm rooting for the chaos.
Yeah, we've got 3 teams sitting down in those Novo crates and Novo area, just waiting across the bridge. We haven't seen successful bridge camps yet. We've seen teams attempt the bridge camps. Plenty of teams attempt the bridge camps, but none of them have been too successful, which is quite surprising, actually, considering the amount of bridges on this map. As the Pittsburgh Knights, after losing 1 man, have secured themselves the farm. They are now farmers, and they will enjoy their harvest. Ooh, that's a nice shot, actually. It might have been a headshot straight onto the boys at Tempo. So there's only 2 of them left, and a headshot straight back, it looks like, as his helmet has taken a fair chunk of damage.
Yeah, no, Tempo only has 2 members alive, so the Knights with 3, they will have the numbers advantage, but we have that cover. So we're probably going to see some passive plays from them. A lot of teams just getting compounds early on. I mean, not much action going on. A lot of teams just trying to survive as long as possible, right?
Yeah,
try to make it to the end game. So get that ideal loot. No real reason to be too aggressive early on, as every game counts in. We already see a couple teams that are down a couple members, and that's going to come into play moving forward later on.
Yeah, we're looking at 11 minutes on the clock, 59 still alive, 16 teams still available to be slaughtered by one lucky chicken dinner winner. There's a lot of points on the table today. 4 maps we have today, 2 Erangels, a Vikendi and a Miramar, yeah.
should look good. A lot of cool cosmetics in PUBG Mobile as
Oh,
well.
they're fantastic. The plane as well gets covered in cosmetics as it flies across. It's fantastic.
Have you seen any corn husk out there?
No, I haven't seen any corn husk out there, actually. I've seen a few mummy suits on Vikendi earlier, and they were getting the mummy suits out to blend in with the snow, which is quite
Oh, yeah, that
play.
could be a tactic.
It is a tactic.
Yeah.
They're well on it, as well as the banana suits on Miramar.
Or, like, I would like to see the corn, all right?
The corn?
The corn suit on Miramar. I mean, you're so yellow out there, just chilling. I don't know what the best skin would be to kind of blend in for Erangel. I guess any green skin, right?
Yeah, any green skin, I guess, would go the way.
Look at this
A lot of players have been using this jacket.
I like the chicken pan.
Yeah, the chicken pan is quite nice. There's actually a few cute little pans out there, pan cosmetics. A lot of gun cosmetics too. It is great stuff to see. Players uniquely fitting themselves out. As we see more shots onto Tempo. So Tempo have been poked and prodded a fair bit. Got a lot of angles onto them. So the compound they've chosen maybe not the optimal one for the moment, as the circle does shift, and that is a very strange shift.
Hey, you wanted the bridge camp, boy.
Yeah,
you wanted it, Ben, so we're going to get it, man. I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm not going to lie.
Well, you would expect
I'm happy as a viewer with it.
Oh, but I'm happy as a viewer too.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was playing this game, I'd be furious. But
oh, yeah.
The way it goes at the moment, it looks good as we've got a ghillie suit on the screen now.
My
He's
goodness.
just hanging out. But yeah.
All those teams in the north are just piling on top of one another right now. Things are getting crazy. Da Vinci still there, strong, holding down the wall, holding down the fort, as all these teams are going to be rotating on in. I got my eye on Omen Elite over there. Not quite in the circle yet, but seems like they will be rotating into that western edge. It might be gate kept, but one of the squads that I have my eye on today. Indeed, as we are going to be moving forward, looks like a squad might be taking up that bridge position. It is center.
It is dead center, that bridge position. The start of the bridge is dead bang on center. There's still so much water coming out of this map. There's still a big solid chunk. You'd almost say there's more water than land on this map at this stage, as Tribe start getting knocked out as well. Space Station Gaming laying the hurt onto them. The rest of the Tribe squad are going to rotate through Space Station Gaming, just keeping an eye on it. They're not quite in position to start spamming them out. That Tribe member looks like he is done for. He's brown bread. He will be eliminated, or he'll be left. He would be toast too.
Toasted.
Unfortunately for Tribe, there's a lot of big teams now losing a player early on. We've seen Tempo lose 2.
The rotations, yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Knights have lost 1, and now Tribe, another big team, have lost 1 as well.
I do like the play, though, from them to use Milta to kind of rotate through, use those buildings as cover, try to eliminate the eyes and the angles that might have been on them. But we will be seeing Memo pulled up over here, going to be tossing a grenade up onto that second floor.
Not quite landing that grenade, but he is pushing it in. Yeah, Tribe must be confident in breaking this compound. They are just checking out. They can hear someone moving around upstairs, so they know something's a bit funky in this house.
Yeah, Salty Bay.
He has no helmet. He's vaulted out the window. They would have heard that just drop, yeah.
Yep, they're chasing him down. Outsider might be spotting him. Salty Bay will be behind the wall. Is Salty Bay going to get aggressive on this? I believe Salty Bay's squad not too far from this, but it does look like they are dealing with another engagement themselves.
They are just watching. Salty Bay gets inside the house with his mate, but he does not have a helmet, is what I noticed, and that's very odd.
That nice hat, though. No need to have a helmet.
Yeah, I don't think that hat isn't going to stop much, though.
It'll keep the sun from getting in your eyes, so you can aim, a little better.
That is a feature of a hat. One of the primary functions of a hat. As well as
Indeed.
as well as keeping yourself a bit cooler.
But I agree with you, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's searching for a helmet. Maybe he lost his helmet earlier from Da Vinci over there because they had a standoff for this whole entire game.
Wouldn't put it past Da Vinci. Although I would put it past Da Vinci, actually, because I don't think he's stood up in about 15 minutes.
Oh,
but
the shade on Da Vinci. Hey, Da Vinci, if you're watching this in the highlights, we're just messing around. We love you. Looking over here, a couple teams still trying to breach on into. The next circle is going to pop. There we go. No longer favoring the military island. We'll shift north. The bridge team's still going to be in it. They're going to be around the south. They're going to be able to set up for a couple kills from those military island teams that will either swim, take a boat, or drive across the bridge.
It looks like GRUNTo were on the military island for a long time on Novo. They've taken a boat across, actually, and they're going to come in behind Space Station Gaming's last player, who's kind of just sitting there. It could be very dangerous. You don't want to be messing around too much, as you see some knocks going out, lots of gunfire going out as well. These teams, they are sharp on the trigger, but still 16 teams alive. or 55 alive too. So there's still healthy teams out
Haven't
there.
even lost any teams yet. I mean,
No.
this is kind of insane with the circles that we've been seeing.
We didn't break the record though. In South America, we had a 13-minute game without a single knock.
What?
Yeah, which was quite rare. But
on Miramar?
no, on Erangel too.
Oh,
Erangel.
wow. That's a highlight right there.
It certainly is. Well, actually,
A
there
non-highlight.
yeah, a non-highlight of, yeah. So,
here comes a couple of the members.
I believe this is Team Unnamed pushing up, one of our higher ranked teams as they're getting peppered on this bridge too. They're going to get confirmed.
That was from behind, I believe. They're
Yeah,
possibly getting sandwiched over here on the bridge.
Yeah, we see a team still on Military Island, just hanging out. And this is another team. This is IFX. This is Chris.
Chris trying to take out those vehicles, trying to limit the resources that they have.
Some
or
long
pushing
shots.
forward.
Omen Elite, your boys, they're out in 16.
Hey, I'm not going to give up on them, just like you're not going to give up on the Knights, all right?
No.
I got 3 more games to go. Omen Elite, make me proud over here. Your Mustache Dave fan favorite. So, we're going to be looking over here. Simple. Getting a little more personal with this bridge camping going on. See, the other team hearing those shots on top of the bridge going to be opting to do the swimming in the aqua railing underneath the bridge. I like that call.
It is a good call as the bridge is being camped out by Infinex Gaming, who have been one of the top teams as well. They're actually sitting in 2nd place behind Cloud9 on the leaderboard, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
They're
okay.
pretty close, yeah. So these
You're
guys
right.
have been hot on, and they've got 2 kills to their name already. So they mean business today. And if Team Unknown choose to drop down into the water, they will be greeted, and they will be greeted by another squad. So that's ABADDON going out into 15th.
Oh, they jumped right in front of them, too.
They certainly did.
See him.
But they should get to the land first, and then maybe they can have some shots back. But I think that Infinex has caught on that the players are jumping into the water, seeking refuge there. Another team, GRUNTo, going out in 14th. They've had a shocking tournament so far, and it continues, unfortunately, for them. They did choose the boat rotation, and they couldn't quite get in fast enough as they were picked off on that eastern side.
So Team Unnamed, they have a couple options, not many good options. They can either go up to the rocks where we see the camp coming out, or the shore that is to the west of the bridge that will just leave them wide open. I guess if you're them right now, you're trying to focus on placement points and just surviving.
Certainly are, as the blue starts to come in on these squads. There is a lot of people stuck in it right now.
Hey, we're moving out of Milta finally.
Finally moving out of Milta, but into gunfire. It is not where you want to be. B2W are waiting there straight for him. DaVinci actually gets a knock with his Uzi.
There we go.
Not sorry, his Uzi, his UMP. So he's out
Oh,
behind a corner again.
Uzi.
He's actually got the Uzi out.
Uzi DaVinci getting the revive over here. I believe the other squad's getting the revive also, so they will be able to reset.
Now this bloke's knees must be hurting a lot. He's been crouching for a long time.
Hey, that's a strat. That's a strat. 2019 DaVinci crouch. It's working. This
Crouch meta.
Crouch meta. It's working this long form.
Well,
but Juan G.
Right there. He actually gets piped by DaVinci. Nice play from DaVinci getting the headshot, and
that Uzi up close. I mean, come on. You got to be careful with that. Here comes another squad member trying to get the cleanup, and they will get the revenge over there. Get some sweet loot. They will be right on the edge, so we are looking good after that fight. Should be able to get one up, but it looks like they're going to be leaving Juan G behind just to bleed out. Unfortunate. As we do see the next circle, it will pop. Ben.
It's dead
all
center.
These teams.
All these teams, you can barely make out the circle on our map because there are so many teams all on top of each other. Still 36 alive. Lots of solos now becoming more apparent as we see more knocks go down. These circles are crazy.
I got to give it to Tempo. They lost 2 members extremely early on, but somehow they have managed to continue to survive and find those compounds that are just favorable for them to continue surviving to get those points. I don't know if they've been defending this compound that they're currently in, or if they're just kind of camping it out, kind of being passive, not peeking the corners, not trying to lose their helmets or whatnot. But we're going to be over here passing it back over to Tribe, as they did lose 1 member earlier on. Lucifer will be knocked down and out. Memo trying to defend right now, might be pushing up on this.
There is a player just downstairs, as you can see through the wall, very low as well. He just put his first aid kit on. They have got a knock as well. You see on the south side, that staction that we were following earlier is still there. Team Unknown getting camped out by Infinex, who have complete control of that south side, but we are following Tribe at the moment. And Spacestation Gaming are going to be able to get a knock and confirm. St. Legends go out in 13th. They haven't had the hottest start either, but There's still 3 games to go today, at least, for them.
Here we go. I was wondering where Spacestation, where they were. They're going to be on the edge here. They got the rock. Seems like they have a couple burnt vehicles as cover. They built their own cover. I really like that. Good play from them. Going to be on the edge. It is going to be a challenge for them to kind of push forward, but they will be using the ledges over here, and good for them. Infinex have actually focused their, attention on the west. So it wasn't for that. I think Spacestation would have been caught and dead.
They got a bit lucky there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Dodged a bullet. Granja del Gaming go out in 12th as well. They had an okay day, one, but I think they were closer towards the bottom, but there's still plenty of opportunities to get up off the floor, as we are only 4 games done. This is the 5th game for these teams. Tempo have managed to defend that compound with their life, but I see one moving. One Tempo player has decided he will push up into a little bit of a ravine there, but he's getting peppered quite heavily already. As soon as he gets out the car, the Pittsburgh Knights are answering him, and he's managed to retreat back into safety, it looks like, as Tribe are knocking out more members. Spacestation Gaming on the East Coast are giving it to them. They are still on that beach we last left them on. Pittsburgh Knights up to 3 kills so far, so that's not too bad as B2W go out in 11th place.
Best position, though, the Knights.
Yep.
That's your squad right there. They're smack in the middle, 3 alive. They will be defending this compound with all their heart.
Got some decent loot too. You see, still got some meds available. The helmets are safe. He only has a level 1 vest on Wanted Vigilantes. The compound crash comes in. The cars come flying in.
Just sending it.
They are sending it indeed. Cars ending up in all sorts of ways. Upside down. Up against Shacks. That's not how you park, Dave. I don't know where you're from, mate, but if you're parking like that, you're getting a ticket.
Well, actually, I'm from Florida, so that is how you park.
Like that
is how you park. But that's the call to make right there. They did lose a member, might be able to get the revive, but this was smack in the middle. The Knights, they were caught off guard right there. They had a couple grenades to defend, but Infinex, our 2nd place team on the leaderboard as far as the global leaderboard goes, they are looking to get the best position possible so they can clean this one up and take it home, take home the chicken.
We have lost Euphoria Gaming, leaving us with our top 10 teams, or top 9 now. Yeah, the grenades are ringing out. Pittsburgh Knights only controlling this one building here, so they are getting pincered in pretty heavily, as Tribe are still lighting up the kill feed. They should be our kill leaders for now, I'd imagine.
5 a.m., the position right here, all that information he's able to gather for their team. I'm loving it. It's the best right now.
You'll certainly be hearing the footsteps below him as well as teams try and shuffle around, rotate. We saw lots of snakes in the grass in our last Erangel game in South America. We're seeing lots of now.
Crate. What a bait crate.
That is a bait crate. You're not getting up on that unless you're one of those drivers.
Maybe Infinex. Yeah, just drive and flip a car. So
flip a car up there.
Looks like the strategy right now, get the compound in the middle, do a little prone in action, get as much information as possible. If you see someone in the open, maybe pop up, take a headshot, one here, one there. Looks like Infinex Gaming, they're actually proning down there as well. As we see in the bottom right-hand corner, looks like we have a fight. Someone's getting ready to make a push.
Unnamed finally go out in 8th place. Top 7 teams remain. They are either side of the wall at the moment, these 2 players. The Tribe, I believe
Tribe
it is.
Standoff right there.
It is a standoff. He's actually using the he's actually used the camera angle from using a painkiller to see him. That's very clever. And we see Tribe getting knocks onto this team as well. This is Team 9, I believe.
Look at the circle. I think that's Outsider over there as well. Ooh,
one of the Pittsburgh Knights players is being knocked out on the roof as a grenade came flying on in. Will Infinex push on this? They look like they want to. They're going to pile into this building.
They're going for it.
They are going for it. They could get shot down in the alleyway here or in the stairwell if they're not careful.
This could be the game-winning play right here. They are going to be on the bottom-hand floor. They know they got the knock, so they have the advantage. This is the time to make the push.
Yeah,
here they come.
That door is being guarded, but some players are going low as they just come up from the revive. It is going to be a 3-man stack from Pittsburgh Knights on the roof. One player does go down on the side of Infinex. It is an alleyway they're shooting into. 5 a.m. Wears a face full of bullets again.
Going for the revive.
Yeah, and he's going to stick it too. Well, they've actually mollied the stairs off now, so that's revive.
Whose molly was that? Whose molly was that?
I believe it was Pittsburgh's.
Yeah, it was the Knights.
It's got to be Pittsburgh's.
That was pretty good. So they will be able to reset. This compound's still right in the middle. Not much elsewhere to go when it comes to cover. Knights going to be popping up here, taking some shots at Space Station as we see 6 left over here, trying to get a couple kills for himself. Running across the road, will be spotted by SJ7. Is going to get taken down and out right there.
Tribe to get knocked out as well. And this is a nice AK spray down, actually.
Oh, the molly!
The molly burns him. J7 needs to get out of there quick, smart.
No.
He's getting hot in here as we see more frags go across as Spacestation Gaming have joined the party in this central compound. They're only 2 strong, but those 2 players have stayed alive for a long time, and they're up at 12 kills.
3 teams, 1 building here. The battle for the compound. Ooh, Breach will be getting spotted from behind. Not quite sure who was taking those shots. Now, I want to know, Tempo, 2 members live on the edge. They've just been watching this the whole time.
They have been. They've been spectators, and they're getting themselves into a decent position. As these teams keep fighting, they are trading members, and no team is alive with 4 members, so Tempo are merely moments away from joining the fray, and if they come in late enough, they could pick up some big 5th party action, as all these teams are stacked up on top of each other, essentially. As we see
Team 9 right here, just watching the compound as well.
They're just hanging out, getting a nice spray down as a player tries to cross that doorway. If only he had the grenades, though. Right now, that'd be pretty, wouldn't they? Tempo might actually have some grenades, as they've been out of combat for a while. Yeah, so might have some utility left. If only they knew what we knew. This grenade does roll out actually towards Tempo. That was from the side of Spacestation Gaming, I believe. As the play zone knocks out one of the 9 players. Another Infinex knock onto a Team 9 player. They're down to 2. Tempo has been spotted. The grenade rolls into the top. Pittsburgh Knights J7 for the what seems like the 3rd time goes down.
Should be bleeding out pretty quickly, but they will be getting the revive here.
Let's help you from the up. We see Team 9 just working around. Another knock by a nade.
Okay, here's some burning. I believe that's the vehicles burning over here. I thought it was another molly. I was going to say. They use all their utility right now. The grenades, the mollies, I feel like all these squads use them up here. We see a smoke coming out, I believe, by Tempo. Storm will be blocking some vision. They might try to make the push on this building as well. Looks like the Knights will be keeping them at bay for the time being. Spacestation Gaming right there at the bottom. SJ7 knocked out for the 4th time that we can count.
Yep, but he's got a mate
getting
right
another
there.
revive. The medic.
The medic comes in. Vigilante has been helping his friend up time and time again. Tempo are struggling now as they only have 1 player up. They are going for that revive. Team 9 are the other team with 1 player up. The rest, multiples of members as another push comes out here. Just poking his head up, seeing what's upstairs still on Infinex. They are very wary of the Pittsburgh Knights on top. If the Pittsburgh Knights manage to get a nice push, Tempo actually get dropped. So during that revive, player gets dropped. Unfortunate for them, but that's a pretty decent placing for them going out in 5th place.
Yeah, especially because they lost 2 very early on, right? Yep. So looking at this, it looks like the high ground is going to be king here. Now, I'm curious if Infinex is going to try to make a push one more time onto the roof here to end it off. I'm not sure. We'll have to find out, but the Knights have been doing a phenomenal job at just camping this roof.
They have been up here for an ever and a day. Don't know what their food source is up there, but whatever it is, they're surviving. Oh, Chris Infinex,
popping his head, just pre-firing with the smokes. Looks like Chris will be spotted in return, or at least pre-fire will be landing onto him. Ooh, I see SJ7 possibly throwing out a grenade down there, or maybe it's just smokes they're using just to block those sight lines from Infinex.
The tree that Tempo died at, the SSG player goes to have a look at.
Maybe get some loot, maybe get a new angle.
But found himself in the graveyard too, as there's only 1 Spacestation Gaming player alive. We have 4 teams remaining, 8 players. 3 on Infinex, 3 on Pittsburgh. The rest are the solos.
It's a crazy ending.
This is it's a crazy ending, and the Team 9 player, it looks like he's resigned to taking the loss to the zone, not giving up the point. So it's 3 remaining.
That's in the chat right there for Team 9. Hey, they did a good job, you know.
He did his best.
Did his best to heal up. Now let's see what Angry's going to do. Is Angry going to push up? Is Angry going to heal up?
I think Angry's cooked here.
I don't know. Pittsburgh Knights might be occupied with Infinex down there on the 2nd floor.
If Angry can somehow get over this wall very quickly and get into the bottom of that building, he can play spoiler to any team that tries to...
Oh, here it goes.
Oh, he does manage to get it.
He made it underneath the balcony. Cover.
He's actually not in a bad position. 14 kills for Space Station, so no matter what they're placing now...
He's actually in the best position when it comes to being closest to the...
They're all going to have to jump off the top or jump out the windows, and he's going to be waiting there.
He's going to be waiting there. And there he goes.
Oh, he gets 1 knock. 1 player.
Oh, Simple's coming from behind, trying to get the surprise. He took out Simple.
Angry's knocked down 2 of these Infinex players. There's only 1 remaining. Pittsburgh Knights, seeing this on top of the roof, are laughing. Because
spraying through the window, trying to get the last kill right there.
He's got no vest left. He's shirtless. He's topless.
Listening is key right now.
Look at these players.
Smokes are down there. Chris is just holding his tongue right now before they have to make the vault. Oh, here comes the Knights.
Down. SSG will get taken down. All three Knights are on the floor. There is one player in the second floor of the building. They're going. What?
The
no,
fake
he's
out.
out the window. He's going to get the. Oh, he doesn't quite get the knock, but he's playing in the zone.
Oh, he went to the zone.
He actually wins it. He wins it. The 1v3 from the zone. Infinex. They get the kill and they get the win.
What? I think the Knights, they lost 2 of their members to the blue.
They did. They lost 2 of their members to the blue as they were trying to work their way down to the bottom floor of the house to get back into the middle of the zone. The last player tries vaulting out the house, gets caught in the vault animation, goes down. Infinex from nowhere playing the chicken dinner.
That one is kind of crazy.
That's PUBG Mobile. That is the PMCO Fall 2019 split so far in the North American region. It has been absolutely crazy, and Dave joins the show, and more crazy.
Hey,
it just
yeah,
happens.
I'm gonna be here all day. So right now we're gonna have some highlights starting from the very beginning. Infinex Gaming, I can't believe they won that game. I'm still just like at all right there.
What a way to end it.
Chris only had 1 kill that game as well.
Yeah, he didn't pop off as much as we thought he was going to. They were in a pretty decent position for a long time there, fighting around that one big building. But Spacestation Gaming for me did very well. Get 3rd place, get all those kills too. Though Sixless had 7 kills by himself, so that's a very commendable effort. They'll probably leapfrog the 2nd place team of Pittsburgh Knights just because of those kill points alone. Very, very tense start
16
to today.
kills for Spacestation Gaming.
Yeah, 3rd place.
Pittsburgh Knights had 8 kills with the 2nd place.
Yeah,
so yeah, they might actually leapfrog when it comes to the points over here. I gotta give it to the Knights though. I mean, especially at the end, I'm sure we'll see in the highlights when all 3 of them jumped down at the same time to take down Angry. That was calculated. That was teamwork. You could tell the comms were on point right there. That's a good squad.
Unfortunately, they went back into the building, which was
I get why though, right? Like I get why.
You do get why, because they thought
that was a good.
That was it was J7 getting knocked for what seemed to be the 2nd time actually, but in reality
probably the 5th.
Yeah, well,
who knows? Because we weren't watching the whole time.
He was definitely down on the floor a lot more than here's
here
the drop. Maybe
this is what I was talking about. Yeah,
and this is the turn and spray. Angry getting 2 kills there, or 1 kill. I think he managed to finish it up, but
I feel like that might have been a misplay from Simple. I don't think Simple had to go out into blue there, take the damage, and try to get the surprise because Angry, he had the blue to his back. He couldn't go that way, right? There's only one way to go, so I get why Simple went out there, but taking that blue damage really didn't pay off.
And Simple was stomping around like an elephant too, so Angry knew where he was coming from. He was facing an invitation to get fragged by that mini Uzi. That does a lot of damage up close. We saw Da Vinci actually using it earlier as well, getting a few knocks with it. So lots of mini Uzi action on Erangel. You don't usually see that map coming about with that gun. As we see the board for the day, the chicken dinner goes to Infinex. They only finished 1 point above Spacestation Gaming actually, as they finished up with 16 kills, 8 kills for the Pittsburgh Knights. They've started their day very well. Team 9's Euphoria, Tempo did very well to get 7th place.
I mean, 2 kills, yeah. We saw them lose a couple members early on there. Even Tribe, I mean, 8th place, not too bad. They were driving all over the place. I feel like every time we looked at them, they were rotating somewhere else. But I mean, Infinex Gaming, they have to be feeling so good after that last play from Chris.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. Decent position for them. Savage Hearts starting off on the day at 19th, managing to get themselves 7th place. That will boot them up the leaderboard a little bit stronger. GRUNTo unfortunately going out early. The few teams were going out early that couldn't really afford to go out early here today. So Euphoria, also another team, they start off at 21th, getting themselves 10 points. That's going to skyrocket them too. As we see, Team 9 was a bit unexpected, but they managed to hang on for that top 4 position. I can't believe Tempo went out in 6th. It felt like they were in the game for so long, but
yeah. I mean, we saw them at the end. They had 2 alive. They were watching the fights pretty much break out the entirety of those end zones, right, in that compound. Yeah. They were being passive. I like that. And I believe they were just trying to reposition, get a little sight line onto that roof, because we saw the Knights, they would pop up occasionally, try to get some shots, and then go back to that prone position. So it would have been an ideal time to get a knock. And a couple teams actually did get the knock onto what is it, SJ7,
yeah,
but
he went down
got the revive like almost immediately. And here are the bottom half of the leaderboards, as a couple of teams down there at the bottom. Yeah, you mentioned GRUNTo, Omen Elite. That one hits me hard. I was really rooting for him. I'm still going to be rooting for him, especially my boy Wi-Fi on there. I believe one of the most mechanically skilled players I heard here on the streets. That's right. Okay. That's what the streets say. That's what the streets say.
Gotta listen to the streets.
You gotta listen to the streets. So hopefully the streets don't prove me wrong there. And here are the ships in the leaderboards.
Yeah, there's a few shifts. Pittsburgh Knights going up. Cloud9, obviously they didn't play today, so they're playing next week, so they'll have their chance to get
They lost their spot.
They lost their spot. Infinex Gaming with that chicken dinner pull up, and they are 2 chicken dinners into the 4th. Feed the whole family if you get 4 chicken dinners. That's the prize I think of. And the Unnamed, one of the teams that didn't do too well in that game, sitting at 5th place overall still. Tempo Storm have managed to maintain their spot. Tribe Gaming still there. Spacestation Gaming entering the top 8 for the first time as we move down the leaderboard. These are the 9th to 16th teams. As you can see, some of the teams not in the lobby currently, but they will get their chance later. Team 9 moving up a fair few rankings actually, as they had a pretty decent performance, finishing off in 5th place, I believe, or 4th place. B2W dropping down despite playing a game, so a few of these teams have started to overtake them. We go down, and this is the starts to be the danger zone. 24 and down, they'll all be gone. So Omen Elite, St. Legends, they need to get a wriggle on. Savage Hearts, with that game, managed to dig themselves out of a bit of a hole, put themselves 8 points, 9 points clear of that relegation zone. So they're going to look to continue that upwards momentum.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, a lot of these players are at home. Of course, this is online, so hopefully they'll be able to do whatever they need to do, such as like rituals, like get some Cheetos, get their snacks, refresh, because like Omen Elite right there, we saw him in 25th place. The pressure is definitely building up for that squad. Certainly. And you don't want that mentality to affect you moving forward, right? You want to refresh every single game, come in positive, and try to frag out, get those chicken dinners.
That's it. You want a clear mind, and to help the clear minds of the players, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the PMCO fall split soon. North America region. We'll see you in a minute. That's the last player of Blood and Loyalty.
He's going to go down surely. They've got his 5 to spun him around. That's going to be it for him. Blood and Loyalty will go out in 13th. Legends getting the elimination.
Oh, that's a big shot.
That one. Oh.
They're still down actually on the military base. G6 now crushing the compound that Pittsburgh Knights died at, as one player gets knocked out as he gets out of the car. 2 players down.
The same fate. Tribe are here, and they're going to get their second bunch of kills onto another team here. That's... Looks like they wanted to force the issue. They'll take the first hut. They look to get in. They're even going to go for the crash in the buggy there. Yayo goes straight in, very hard indeed, and trying to bait out the rest of the Unnamed into picking out to his teammates, but unfortunately he's going to get knocked. That's free confirm as well, but no spray comes through. The Unnamed now starting to get things happening and going their way. Trades both directions. The Unnamed going for the push, trying to clean this one up. Looks like there's only 1 player left. That'll be the knock and the elimination as well.
Player gets finished out too, so Method pushing into that compound. There are 2 players get sprayed down. This is going to be a disaster for them. 2 players finished as well, as the last player for Method, Monarch, comes in. He's getting dropped very low too. 2 Method players remain. And they get sprayed down. They line up and they take the loss, and that's another 1-point game for Method. This is the fight we are watching. Pittsburgh Knights getting a spray underneath that RV there. Clipping the toes, it looks like he's doing.
No. That's not the way you want that to go. Just when you think you've got some cover, the smoke's going to be just a little bit too late to buy the space.
He's going to be pushing up too. He's he's knocked 2, so...
Let's go straight to the
he's got the flank here. He's got the 3rd knock as well. Jagger's going hard in the paint.
They have managed to get a res. There's now 2 players up who can fight this, but he's going to go straight on in. He is behind them as well. This could be a full team wipe from 1 man if he can get this final kill. Has to swap guns though as well to get the ammo economy up, but it's only 1 player.
He goes for the vault, no!
And the vault will be his undoing. It's Jagger.
Oh.
PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Anytime, anywhere. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. A quick game for those short breaks. There is a better choice. PUBG Mobile Team Deathmatch. Endless respawn, endless fun. There is a better choice.
Welcome back to the PMCO Fall Split, the North America region. We're covering Group A and C as they're clashing it out. If you missed any of the action, be sure to catch up with the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel. It is live right now broadcasting this. If this is where you're watching, then thank you for watching. And if you want to play the game, Dave, you need to go to the App Store because you need to get it on your phone somehow. So you got to download it off the Google Play or the iOS Store, and that's how you get into it. It's completely free. So give it a go, give it a try, and have some fun yourself. Get yourself a chicken dinner.
Yeah. Steamy, juicy chicken dinner.
Oh, gotta get the steam. You gotta get some veg in there too.
KFC chicken dinner.
KFC chicken dinner.
I heard that's what you guys have been eating a lot of here.
Yeah, we actually have had KFC one night. Us and the Brits. It was pretty decent actually.
Okay.
You tasted through it.
I've been eating noodles, some ramen with
ramen's good.
With
Ramen's
Carbon.
Good.
Yeah, Corvin's
good. Corvin's good, and
so
ramen's good.
Hey, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this next game. You know why?
Vikendi?
Vikendi in the house.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's some good stuff.
It is really
First
good
time
stuff.
here for fall, right?
Yeah,
or did
for
you
North
guys
America,
play?
we had one earlier. It went pretty down to the wire. It was a long
Okay.
game, but it was a good game. Finished up pretty decent.
Pretty quiet early game.
Yeah, so it's definitely quiet in the early game. Big map. Well, it's a medium-sized map, but there's a lot of compounds to play out of, so teams kind of take things a bit slower. As we see the YouTube channel come up in the banner there, so you got to subscribe to that one if you want to get notified of all the action going on in the PMC Fall Split. Of course, we're in North America, but there is 5 other regions to watch
they get it
out for as
all
well.
the VODs there.
All of it.
YouTube. That's what I do.
Big stuff.
Go on YouTube, check it out.
I love watching the highlights.
Chat it up.
too.
We got some people chatting over there.
Yeah. People in the chat.
People
Always
in the
go back
chat.
and
What's
have a
up,
look.
people in the chat?
If you are in the chat, let Dave know that you are there and say howdy.
And it's Mustache Dave.
It's Mustache Dave.
Not
too,
Dr. Disrespect.
No, it is Mustache Dave, not
Okay,
Dr. Dis.
okay.
Who's Dr. Dis? Is he that
He's another guy.
Ah,
Wears
okay.
sunglasses. I have no sunglasses. No.
You've got good vision, so you don't need
Yeah.
glasses
Good
at all.
vision. But all memes aside, thanks for watching, everybody, on the YouTubes. We appreciate you. Any tips or tricks you want to tell myself or Ben, make sure you send us
Yeah,
a DM.
send it.
Send it.
Send it.
Buddy. But Vikendi. You said you watched it earlier. My favorite spot, coal mine. Did anyone
don't
drop
mind
there?
Coal Mine. I think there was a few teams in Coal Mine. The circle didn't end there. It ended on the west coast, so it had to rotate out of there pretty quick. One of my favorites is Cosmodrome too. Don't mind a bit of aerospace engineering and a bit of Cosmodrome action. There's a lot of buildings in there, a lot of trenches and stuff that teams can get stuck in. So I want to see a zone end there, but I just don't think they're going to be that lucky.
Yeah, I remember when they first released Vikendi, everybody dropped Dino Park. That was the
Dino
spot to
Park?
be.
Yeah,
Dino Park.
Dino Park
was the spot to be.
was pretty wild. Dino Park has the roller coaster, has the maze, it also has all the dinosaurs,
Yeah,
the bump
you can
cars as
go
well.
on top. So lobby is spooling up, getting ready to go. Got those players loading up onto the island,
Certainly
getting
are.
into the plane here very shortly. So thanks for holding it out with us. Let us know in the chat which squads you think will be the victors here. Get that chicken dinner on Vikendi.
Well, you'd be silly not to back Infinex, as they seem to pull one out of anywhere
That
at
was-
the moment.
I'm not gonna say lucky, all right. It was
It
skilled
was-
by Chris, but come on. I mean, what was it? The Knights, they had 3 alive. They
It was a
rushed
3v1,
into
yeah.
the blue to go to the second floor. They didn't even leave a guy outside. They could have
Oh.
at least left one person outside because Chris easily vaulted out, and then he had the advantage because he was center in the circle.
He was center in the circle, waiting for them all to come outside, and they greeted him with a chicken dinner, essentially.
He didn't even have to shoot 2 of them. They went out to the blue.
Yeah, definitely. It was so late in the game that blue was
It hurts a lot.
four-shotting them, essentially.
Yeah.
So it was unfortunate time for the Pittsburgh Knights. As we see ourselves getting into the game soon enough. Vikendi, the flyover is in. There's that coal mine that you are... Well, actually, it wasn't coal mine. It was a cement factory, but they look similar, as they are both industrial. There's Cosmodrome, my favorite. The rocket ship is there.
Is it? I feel like it's the biggest compound on the map.
Cosmodrome, yeah, it should be. Yeah, it is.
It's like twice the size of Castle over there. So,
Well, Castle's an interesting one. You feel pretty safe when you're in it in the zone, but as soon as the zone shifts away from that, how do you get out of that without taking the L?
that's what I was gonna say. Imagine an end circle right on top of Castle. You got those 3 bridges. You kind of make your way over there.
That would be
All those different levels in Castle. I mean, I want to see the Knights on top of that one.
the Knights in the castle would be a fitting moment.
Oh yeah, hey, the Knights in the Castle.
Yep, it would be.
No
the
pun
Knights in the-
intended.
Well, you made one, and it was a good one actually. It was
Hey,
a solid one. It's
hey,
probably one of the
thank
better ones that we've had on broadcast.
Thank you,
As we
thank
see
you,
the
thank you.
plane come out, it's chopping the top off the island. Essentially, this pilot is a bit Bit of a nasty one as he is taking people nowhere near their loot destinations of Castle. As mentioned, Winery is all the way down the bottom. That is a very far stretch away. I know a few people that wouldn't mind going down there. And oh my lord, look at that circle. It is a far eastern circle. Cement Factory is still in the mix. Some hot springs down there towards the south too, if you feel like that is your jam.
Yep. Looks like Space Station, Tribe, they're all going to be still in the air. We got Tempo sending it fairly south here.
Yeah, they are sending it fairly south.
Maybe
indeed.
Hot Springs.
There is. Oh, Hot Springs wouldn't be that bad this time of year, actually, down in. I mean, it looks pretty cold there, so Hot Springs wouldn't be a bad relief.
Yeah, you got to go in with your bathing suit, you know. If we go together, I'll steal your towel, so you got to walk out with the towel.
Oh, okay.
Got to freeze off a little bit. Maybe we'll go to Hot Springs here in China.
I'd love to go.
Oh,
I'm
thank
sure
you.
there is
It's a date.
plenty of action going on
Ben and
there.
Dave on a date. So looking at the map, everybody's going to be spread out for the time being. I don't see any hot drops. We kind of still have a couple squads down in the south that do look close to each other, but none of the initial loot locations will be contested, which is good for all these squads out here. And of course, our spectators, they love Da Vinci.
Who doesn't love a bit of Da Vinci at the moment? He has been not an exciting player. I'll say that. He hasn't been exciting, but he's been a character.
Consistent with surviving.
He's definitely consistent with his gameplay.
The bear skin on the Dacia. That's probably a nice little skin for that.
Yeah, there's a nice skin. There's a few nice custom skins actually for these Dacias. There's a big red rocket ship type one earlier. Had big fins on it and everything. It looked like an old Corvette actually. It was quite pretty. As we see rotations coming in out already.
Talking about pretty, these roses in the field. Violets. What kind of flowers are
I don't
they?
know. That's some pretty air there. That was clean.
Pretty air. Tribe over here. Going to be looting at the cement factory.
Yeah, they're working it up.
Taking their time.
Hard day's labor in the cement factory.
Laying down the pipe, you know, doing a hard day's work over here.
Good, honest day's work out of the Tribe gang.
GRUNTo. Getting some loot over here as well.
They're going to need all the loot they can get at the moment because they are not faring too well. Tempo, they are 4 strong at the moment, which is a unusual sight for today, but it's a good sight. It's a welcome sight.
Yeah, I do like their position too because they can get the loot over here, and if they want, they can potentially gatekeep multiple squads over there on the edge that will probably be rotating on in through the west.
Can. There are a lot of teams in the western side of the map still, so you'd expect that area to be one of the hot spots because you don't really want to be crossing over a castle. There's too many narrow little bridges that to try and navigate, especially in these cars. The assault rifles can shred them. So I don't expect many teams to try and gamble that. So it really is the northwestern side of the circle that teams will try and enter as we see more action in the looting phase. No player has been knocked yet, so everyone is pretty safe stuff.
Yeah, so we were looking all the way out there. The squad that's going to have the biggest challenge, your boy Da Vinci from the Latinos Unidos.
Latinos Unidos.
All the way out there to the west.
They have...
Woo, they're going to have to get a vehicle, hopefully multiple vehicles, to lessen that chance of getting shot on their approach, but they have the longest rotation.
Hopefully we can see some snowmobiles out of them, actually. I like snowmobiles on this map. They feel very comfortable to drive, so that's good. They stick to the ground. Oh, my Lord.
Talk about comfortable to drive. Tempo trying to go for that 360 barrel roll.
She's all right.
5 points because they did stick the landing.
In a way, they did stick the landing. A bit of a slide, but jeez, if they landed the complete barrel roll, that would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind.
Imagine doing a barrel roll and having your members in the car do a drive-by, popping out the window.
Oh, wow, yeah, popping out the window.
That's some John Wick stuff right there.
That is some John Wick stuff. We actually have a player called John Wick in the wild card who has been fragging out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was the top fragger on day 1. And he was doing some big numbers.
Living up to the name. I mean, that's good.
He definitely was. It felt like he could kill anything with anyone with anything too. He was getting kills with all sorts of weapons, even a bison at one point.
Hey, that's something John Wick would do.
Yeah, he was.
Now, I would like to see him get some melee, though. If he got some melee weapons in, then I would totally give this guy the title and might even think it's the real John Wick.
It could be. But I've only seen 1 machete kill that's been legit in this.
From John Wick?
No, not in John Wick.
Oh, see, I don't know.
Unfortunately. But
imagine John Wick macheting people early
That would be
getting in pan fights, fist fights.
That'd be some great content, actually.
Yeah. I mean, you need to sign that guy to the biggest, best org in the world, if that's the case. Juan G, his vehicle getting peppered at. Looks like it's going to explode very shortly. It is on fire, but he will be getting the one-tap dirt nap over here as his body freezes in Vikendi.
Yeah, it's a very dramatic ending to his life as the Unnamed will claim the first knock of the day. Looks like it will be finished too as he got hit by a few stray bullets. There he goes, bleeds out. That's him done for the moment. He can go take a long shower and a bit of a break, reset himself as his game is done.
Done and dusted.
Yep, he's
Charge that phone, baby.
yeah, he's got to charge. Yeah, he should be charging his phone now, shouldn't he?
Yep. Charge that phone, you know. Make sure your hands stay nice and cool, not too sweaty out here. As we are going to be checking out Beach, taking some long range shots with the ump. Just peppering it out down there in the distance.
He is
It's
ambitious for that shot, but you know, I've seen stranger things happen.
With the red dot, you know, maybe the red dot helps. But he is going to be making the approach on the Tribe. We'll need to be careful. I believe his ump was silent, so I don't know if Tribe was able to get all that information when it comes to the noise. But
disaster is struck again for GRUNTo as they've tried to compound crash and they've been greeted with Tempo players at the door. Tempo managed to get one knock as they've rotated in. GRUNTo will be able to pick that player up momentarily, but last place they need to be is in the sights of a team like Tempo. They are...
Especially 4 alive.
Yeah, 4 alive Tempo is a bit scarier than 2 alive Tempo, and 2 alive Tempo got to the top 5.
Yep.
One of those Tribe members, aforementioned, has taken a fall.
Yeah, I like Tempo's position too. I mean, they have like a very soft 2-2 split where they will be able to kind of get a little more sight lines onto Tribe, as it looks like they're trying to surround them almost, right? Pin them down.
That's a better way of playing PUBG, in my opinion, is this 2-2 split, or just splitting up a little bit and still playing safe in your split, just getting those right angles, because as soon as they pop out from the western side or the eastern side as they are facing, they will force the players from GRUNTo into new positions where their teammates might be able to take these angles. As we see the Tempo players just playing around trees, just hanging out.
Nico just chilling.
Got Tribe sitting on top of a mountain at the moment.
Playing that high ground.
Managed to get a UAZ up there.
Yeah, I don't know how they ended up getting that one, but very impressive. Will be coming in handy later. Tribes, though, smack in the middle of this circle.
They certainly are. They only find themselves with 3 players at the moment. The SL are on to Mimo, or X-Mimo. He has some decent sight lines. He's only got level 1 vest and level 1 helmet.
Yeah,
so
not the best scope either, so won't be able to be getting too much of a hot take from all the way up here on this mountain.
No, it looks like he's got the 3 times, which is definitely my least favorite scope in the game.
So Tribe just chilling. I mean, there's nothing else to do. They're in the middle. They got the high ground on top of the mountain. Yep. I don't think anyone's going to be pushing this anytime soon. They're staying close to each other, so if someone does push it, they'll be able to provide that support amongst each other. But for now, just playing the waiting game.
They certainly are just playing the waiting game, as the circle is just center, basically, of where it started. It hasn't really been too aggressive in a shift anywhere, or anyone being disadvantaged too much by it. There are only a few squads outside the circle at the moment. The last few players from ABADDON coming in. As we see more knocks going on. That's actually on to Tempo, so their flanks have been found out as the Molotov is down here. We see the team pushing up, but not in the best position. Team 9 had a good game. They've run into our current leaders, Infinex, and
the silent Uzi just popped around that corner.
Oh, does so much damage.
Peppering, yeah, I mean, that thing just shreds. And I didn't catch the initial engagement. Infinex, were they in this compound? Did they crash it?
No, Infinex were in the compound waiting.
So 9 kind of pushed over here then.
They knocked on the wrong door.
Yeah, mistake, yep. As we see KBO, the last remaining member with that eye patch, you know, just trying to get on out of here. Trying to retreat, play that insurance policy, go for those points.
No, certainly. I bet he wished he had 2 eye patches when he watched his squad crash into that compound, because that's not something you want to see as the last member alive.
They used the snowmobile, though.
They did. They used the snowmobile, so that's props on that. They have unfortunately given it a bit of a bad name, as it was an unsuccessful snowmobile crash, as one of the players from GRUNTo fall to the floor, and it looks like he has finished completely, so his day is done. Charge that phone, as Dave said.
It's the best thing you can do on break, right? Charge that phone, get some Cheetos, eat a hot dog, some hamburgers. Remember, we're NA right now, so we're drinking Mountain Dew all day.
I've got to remember the NA diet and NA mentality.
Yeah.
It's the same as actually Australia, to be honest with you.
Mountain Dew and hamburgers.
Yep.
All right, Cheetos. Them greasy fingers going. I think the greasy fingers are good, so when you're using that claw grip, when you're playing, it just slides right off. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, it does act as a little bit of a lubricant to slide around. And
hey.
Maybe not the best for your aim, but...
Next level meta. So it's also, you know, curious. I like to do some research and see. I mean, we got some downtime right now, right?
Yeah, we got
on the different grips that these players use.
Okay.
So, you know, I've personally been trying to use the claw grip, which is your thumb and your index fingers like on the screen.
Yeah.
But also use the gyro, which is kind of
Okay.
challenging. I don't know if those two mix together. So if you're in the chat right now and you're a professional at playing PUBG Mobile, let me know if the gyro grip or mixes with
Okay.
the claw grip, like if you can use the two, because I've been having a tough time. You know, gyro is like when you move the phone
exactly,
and you
and
move
it
the
rotates
scope
with
and
you,
stuff.
yeah,
So I don't know if those two mix or not, but from my understanding, a lot of these players use that claw grip, which they call it here.
Oh, is that the So this is
The
the
claw
two
grip
phones,
is the, like 2 fingers. So you
On the
use
phone.
4 fingers on
Okay.
the phone for the claw grip.
All right, that's a
But I
That's an
don't know if you
interesting
can
way of
use
approaching
gyro
it.
with that. That's my question.
no. Would seem very awkward to hold, as these PUBG Mobile players are incredibly talented at doing their job. It's
Yep.
quite difficult actually to play. It's not the easiest game to master. It's fun to play. Not the easiest to master, as we see Tempo hiding out on top of their roofs again. They did have a player knocked earlier, but he has been revived, and that is okay.
All
As
right.
we see,
Omen Elite, still 4 alive. I'm liking it.
yep, they are going into the mid-game around, 12 minutes in so far. We've had only a few players knocked out, something like 5, I believe, because he's doing
Wi-Fi
donuts.
does and does. I mean, you got to wonder what's happening with the team, because they are in 25th position on leaderboard. They, in my opinion, were one of the fan favorites coming into
yeah.
the group stages over here. So I don't know what's going on with them.
Well, maybe they're a late game team. They've still got lots of time to work in. This is the official halfway point. This is one of those compound crashes. This is the halfway point for these teams in this stage of game. So they still have the back end of things to work their way up. If they have a few good games, then they can get themselves out of that bottom 8 and then reset for the next stage. As Tempo have moved up, they've claimed some more ground. We're restricting the play area, and it's going central once more. So it's been a pretty tame circle to go.
Not too crazy.
No, this far, and still a lot of water in play, but that will eventually shift out. Cement Factory might be a bit of a hot location for the next zone.
A couple crates out there in the water as well.
And I'm not going in the water to get them. Not in Vikendi, man. It'll be freezing.
The Latino Da Vinci, I see him looking over there. Might be trying to get it. They're on the coast. Oh, here we are. Yep. That's what we're talking about.
Tempo
Thank you,
have secured
spectator.
it up. That's cool.
Halloween skin?
Yeah, it seems like it is a Halloween skin.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Yeah, they definitely see the crates as they're smoking out there. I mean, they have time to get it. Is it worth? I don't know. I guess they're trying to look around. Oh, yeah. Chacho wants that. Chacho wants that.
Chacho's actually already got a crate. He's got the
level
AUG,
3.
and he's got the level 3s out. So he's already sitting pretty.
Imagine the whole team rolling up into the end game with crates. Everyone with a crate. Level 3 helmet, decked out of their minds, geared out of their minds. Tempo Storm, they are going to be having this compound over here, just holding out once again on the roof.
Certainly are holding out. You can use that third-person view in this game mode to get a lot of information. That's what they're making the most of at the moment. They have that DMR as well. He's accidentally fired a shot.
Happens.
Yep, misfire. It happens to the best of us. Maybe he's got the Cheetos fingers and he slipped there. That's
I misfire all the time. I got to move my thing, my fire button. The one on the right, the bottom right-hand corner fire button. Every time I try to jump, I accidentally fire and give away my position. There we go.
He did go for it.
Hey.
He got himself an AUG as well. Level 3s. All round. And a ghillie suit. It's the dark one as well.
Might as well.
He will fit into that background very well.
Looking good.
It's a lot of walking around, a lot of rotating,
You
not
got
a lot
time.
of action.
You got time to do it. All right. Now's the time. Early game. No one's around you. You're on the coast all by yourself.
Just hanging out. Yep.
Hanging out.
With your boys.
With your boys on the beach. Ooh. Not connecting any shots over here. SWY just going to be keeping them at bay.
It is a Bison with a 3 times that range. That is a very ambitious shot. He is... Even if...
Even if you connect, they're getting knocked.
Yeah, what's exactly going to happen?
I mean, to be fair, yeah, I don't know. I mean, taking out their level 3.
That's it. They're taking out level 3, peppering them up, burning through some meds, maybe forcing the players to play a bit more passive on those rocks, not take some angles. As you see a man in a back of a truck, which is not being used at the moment.
I think, yeah, it was
bed. As a nade comes in, it does do a little bit of damage, but not too much. The second nade comes in. This might be a little better. It's actually a Molotov corner, on the corner, so it's trapped him.
Keep him from going through that door. Keep him pinned down.
This fight is breaking out. These two teams, they are definitely in need of some points. And they find a knock straight away, actually. That is very surprising. They might try and push in off that knock. They see a guy in the corner. Trying to flee as this M4 is getting sprayed out a lot. The trade is in effect.
Rolling up into the door, just spraying the Uzi. Smokes right here. Should be able to get the revive off of this. Grego, one of the last remaining members. Diego's over there somewhere. I think Diego's trying to wrap around possibly.
Certainly are.
Bunkering down.
Looks like they were going to just full reset. Both these teams having a bit of a gentleman's agreement as the Molotov actually burns one out.
The man. Killed by the molly.
He's down. The man's down.
Man's down.
We got a man's down.
Man's down over here. Let's see what Grego can do. And Diego.
It's going to need to extract some revenge for the man's falling.
I like the usage of the mollies, though.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Molotov usage, actually, on the PUBG Mobile streams. They are quite excellent. They're quite effective at denying area, especially with the third-person view. If you can spot this guy hiding in a corner, you can get that Molotov to spread all over his feet, and he burns pretty quick. I think with the third-person view is definitely a better item, as we see a grenade come in, cooking it.
This could be a double right here. This could be a double. Tossing it. No, well, a little too far. Yeah.
That would have been
the play.
That would have been the play. A highlight-worthy play if you managed to cook that just long enough for it to explode in that doorway. They are wary of their position now. They know that jig is up. These players just poking out at each other for now. Another nade comes through. It's exploded.
Okay.
A little bit better timing.
Took out a little bit. But I believe Grego's behind that door right there that we see, and it will be blocking that damage. So Grego is just laughing at these grenades, actually.
Certainly is. So we see those players that did pick up the crate, the AUG coming through and getting a knock. They are into a fight with Spacestation Gaming. Spacestation Gaming wearing the brunt of that one at the moment. One player knocked out. Be interesting to see if that fight continues on
with the
much
molly.
longer. Now he's going for the molly. This is a higher up throw. The arc is good.
If at first you don't succeed, keep trying. That molly is going to get Grego, right? It should, or does the door block that too?
The door might be blocking the line of sight of the Molotov, so it's not actually dealing the damage to Grego, who has taken up a front position.
I mean, Mitz is doing a good job at holding them at bay, that's for sure.
Certainly is.
I would like to see DDDDD kind of wrap around and possibly get a new angle onto Grego. And Diego would be a nice play because Mitz is doing a great job at keeping them pinned down for this long.
Certainly is. It's a shocking name, by the way. If you are listening, DDDDD, you need to think about that rename because it's a shocker. But if you can get the flank here, all will be forgiven. They are just being very passive at the moment. They should know that SL is only a 3-man squad at the moment. SLX playing very passive. Yeah, he's hiding just in this door nook there. So even if the nade does come out, are
they getting third party from behind?
It might be coming out to that point where teams are starting to pull up on the block behind them. Teams like ABADDON are actually in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Their tribe is coming in as well. Spacestation Gaming are around the place. They have a member around the place. So they're actually very spread out on Spacestation Gaming.
DDD got spotted.
Yeah, he got spotted and knocked.
They should be able to get the revive.
This brings it to a 3-on-3 for the moment as he is being revived.
It's a standoff, though. I mean, it's pretty intense.
It's a big one.
No one wants to make the first move, and they're just using their utilities, such as their mollies, their grenades, their smokes.
These guys are pretty central to the zone. They're on the southern side of it, as it is moving in now. So there is no pressure to move just yet. There's only one Spacestation Gaming player outside the zone, and that will be the only team with
Grego, though, third party by tribe. This is what I was worrying about. Like, they're sitting here in the middle. They're making all this noise, throwing all these grenades. Like, it's only a matter of time before somebody spots them out. And that's what happened.
That's actually a nice shot from Tribe. They are a very...
Remember, they're on that hill, or the mountain all the way up there. So
they are still on that mountain with the US.
Yeah, they're overlooking everything. So if I was here, and I was Mitz or DDD, and watching that kill feed, I'm sure they know what team they're going against because they took out the man.
Yep.
They should know this is your chance to go. There's only 2 left.
They should know. They're playing very passive, waiting it out, making sure they don't feed up a kill. But if you are playing this passive, as we saw earlier, Tribe could come in and 30 party you as the shift is hard north. So these teams need to get a wriggle on now. They are forced out as Tribe do get into an engagement with one of the members of Spacestation Gaming. They have been knocked out.
I do like how Tribe,
finished.
so when that circle popped, immediately hopped in the vehicle, immediately going for that rotate. But like you said, Angry has just been chilling there the whole time from Spacestation Gaming. We'll be spotting one of them out. Now, if you are Omen Elite all the way up there in the north, the only squad to the north, you are looking extremely healthy right now when it comes to this game.
We have a few squads now moving into the zone. We have Team Unnamed. We have Pittsburgh Knights all in the zone. We have obviously the aforementioned Omen, who are in probably the best spot, as Team 9 have been eliminated in 16th place. So finally, our first team goes down. As you can see on the map in your top right of your screens, there is a lot of rotations going on right about now through that southern side. Tempo having to pick up a member that had been walking wounded. ABADDON getting peppered as well. Sent Legends going out in 15th, so poor result for them. They won't be too happy. They would have thought Vikendi was a good chance to come back. As we see another fight at B2W versus Tempo for this compound control. It is inside the zone, and that's why they're not willing to give an inch for this.
Yeah, I liked how Chicha threw that grenade, that defensive grenade, so that it could revive crack, and it worked really well. JD 867 though, gonna be spraying all the way out here in the distance. We'll be connecting a couple shots on to those members out there behind that US. Gonna be keeping them at bay. Arcs over here looking through the windows, trying to get some third-party action on this onto Salty Bay. We saw Salty Bay. VSS God, by the way.
Yeah.
VSS God, as the chat's going on about that. A lot of players think the VSS is OP mobile.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's quite a powerful gun.
Comes with a nice scope on it.
It does come with a nice scope on it, and it's silenced, so that's pretty good. As Granja del Gaming go out in 14th place, didn't actually catch that action as Pittsburgh Knights are getting some kills onto them. It seems like they were the players to take them out. Some more teams getting taken out in these later stages of the game. We see a VSS kill actually in the kill feed now. Tribe on Space Station Gaming, that's going pretty well as Pittsburgh Knights back in the mixture. Tribe are actually wiping out Space Station Gaming.
They're coming up right behind them.
Yep. Yeah, it's quite a
Chacho with that AUG looking down here. Ooh, gonna be taking a shot right there. Has one kill to their name, so they will be on the high ground when it comes to this fight.
That was Space Station Gaming going out in 13th, so a very poor result for them. They would
also
be
a strong squad.
Yeah, also a very strong squad, Space Station Gaming.
Haven't really been performing to the best of their abilities that people would have expected.
Not just yet, but still plenty of time. We're only in the halfway mark of these groups, and Tempo Storm have had enough of this engagement. They've pushed in, and B2W are wearing bullets in the face as Tempo has cleaned up
teamwork,
most of the squad there.
Teamwork makes the dream work. All of the members from Tempo running in as 4 members right there.
Not afraid.
Not afraid, just spraying those Uzis, connecting those shots. JD 86.
It's not a bad place to sit though.
That was his squad that got murdered right there.
Yeah, so. It was obviously not the most fun way to go out, but he is in a nice little field full of
he is in the new
poppies or
play area.
Yeah, he's in the new play area, as it did rotate south, so Omen are going to have to get a move on eventually. Pittsburgh Knights have found themselves a compound on the southern side of the circle. Team Unnamed are probably the most central and probably have the best positioning at the moment, as they are pretty central, and they don't have too many teams on the flank to them.
So JD87 right here, though. All right, they're in the play zone.
Yep.
Tempo are probably going to pass that tree and rotate into the circle after they fight GRUNTo. Now the question is, if you're JD83 or 86, do you try a third-party Tempo, or do you just let them pass you? Looks like some of the members from Tempo actually going to be hopping in their vehicles. I was not aware they had vehicles still at this point in the game, so
still managed to.
Very good for JD86. Might not.
Tempo is struggling to get that vehicle. Oh, he's just leaving them go past. So good trigger discipline from JD, realizing that maybe getting one knock isn't worth his life at the moment, as Euphoria Gaming go out in 11th. JD is earning more points as every second ticks on. Every team gets knocked out. He's earning more points. Tempo have compound crashed in. This is now a 3-way fight. It's going to get pretty messy. Team Unknown, as we mentioned before, pretty central. So this is an important compound to keep.
It's a big fight too. Tempo crashing Omen. Right here, Wi-Fi going to be tossing some mollies. We see grenades ringing out over here. Going to be popping back into the safe haven of their squad's little house.
Certainly are. They are paying the rent on that house too, so they are entitled to be there. 5 AM is at the moment. 2 Pittsburgh Knight players at the top of the pops for the kill leaders. Tribe are answering into more kills, but that fight's been going on for quite a while, that Pittsburgh Knights Tribe fight.
On the edge.
And it is right on the edge now.
There's about 2 to maybe even 3 other teams on top of Tribe down there as well, so we'll have to maintain the...
Tribe could be going out very soon. I don't know how many members they've got left, but it couldn't be too many. As more Pittsburgh Knights players. Jagger is being a star for that team so far this tournament. It's probably been the shining light.
Ooh, Omen Elite.
Like
They're pushing.
On tempo.
Yep. They saw the shift from the circle. They know they have to push it here as they're both on the edge.
Wi-Fi
Looks
popping
like
off a little bit.
they're going to be pulling out their...
There's 1 member from Tempo alive. There's 3 knocked. Wi-Fi, assuming he's in the smoke,
is jumping past each other. Who's going to connect onto who first? Oh, Wi-Fi connected, but what happened? How did Wi-Fi get taken out there?
He got knocked by another squad that's pulling up on the block as well. So more teams getting in the mix. Tempo Storm are eliminated in 9th. Wi-Fi does a great job of getting them out of the lobby. He needs some help from his teammates to pick him back up. I believe there was only maybe 1 member or 2 members killed from that. That was B2W going down as well at the same time. So Omen, they still have at least 3 members alive going into the final stages of this game. This is probably the best game they've definitely the best game they've had. We've got GRUNTo up in there as well.
They should be able to get the revives on all of them as well.
Certainly will.
Now they're going to have to make their way into the new play area, and I didn't see much cover, saw a couple of trees, so hopefully after the Tempo Storm fight, there will be some smoke so they can pick up, use the smokes to kind of provide that cover.
Latinos Unidos has been on the far eastern coast for the most part of the game, and they continue to be there as they've accidentally fallen in themselves into a bit of a trap. Pittsburgh Knights managed to clean up that kill and knock finished Jagger on 5 kills. He has the moves this game for
Omen Elite,
sure.
they lost a member actually, so they only have 3 alive.
They are down to the 3 then.
Pittsburgh Knights, Infinex still with 4 members alive. They will be having that numbers advantage, possibly looking for a rematch after last game.
Yeah, certainly will be. Infinex have been quiet this game, whereas Pittsburgh Knights have been all over the kill feed. They've got 12 kills so far, and they don't look like they've finished. 1 knock goes down onto the Infinex player. That should be easily confirmed, as Jagger is still finding kills on the other side of the engagements. He's just kind of a one-man wrecking crew at the moment.
Man, the Knights just camping this out so well right here.
They've
spread out. They got the angles. They got the cover. I see Chris is prone over there, just trying to survive right now.
Everything they need, they've got it at the moment, as Simple tries to escape the blue on his hands and knees, but don't know how far he can make it in, as he does get found out, taken out. That is him done. Now there's only 3 players for Infinex, as 1 more player is actually knocked. This is rather unfortunate for Infinex, as they were 4 strong just mere moments ago. Jagger getting more kills on this kill feed. He's got to be up to at least 6 or 7 now. This is a massive game from him as an individual, but a massive game for the Pittsburgh Knights in general.
Yep, the Knights the only squad in the new play zone as well, so they should be able to kind of gatekeep a couple of these squads that need to make their push. As we see the sightlines right here, the Knights, they have some trees for cover. There's a little dip down there in front of 5 a.m. and whatnot, but the sightlines are pretty open. There's not much to work with when it comes to cover. A couple trees, maybe a couple rocks, but everything seems to be pretty wide open down there.
Infinex getting another knockout. They are relinquishing players though. They're only 2 alive. Omen Elite only has 1 up standing, 1 in the dirt for now. It looks like they won't be able to resurrect him either. So the Unnamed with 3, Pittsburgh Knights with 4, Infinex with 2. They're the main competitors. Omen, they will be struggling, but maybe they can play spoilers. Maybe they can play third-party spoilers. We'll see a Kar 98 coming out. We haven't seen much of them recently. Not the most favored weapon, as they all pile into a car. This is risky business. They're looking like they're going to crash into this tree.
Yeah, right on top of the Knights. Here comes the grenades. Going to be tossing that underhanded possibly.
This
should be the one. That grenade should connect and clean them up right there.
Does a lot of damage and sends them to an early exit. The Knights go rolling in and they continue this thing. Omen go out now. Is a 1v4. Pittsburgh Knights have finally maybe got revenge for that previous game where Chris managed to clutch it out. Not this time though, as the Pittsburgh Knights finish him off.
Dude, that's your team.
That is a massive chicken dinner.
Jagger with 9 kills.
That is
5 AM with 6 kills.
That's a 21 kill chicken dinner there, Dave.
Coming into today, they were in 6th place. Last game, they shot up the global leaderboard. This game,
that is a massive, that is a 41-point game. That is incredible.
I wonder if
That's
that's a
the biggest one
record
I've
here
seen.
so far.
It's definitely the biggest one I've seen. I know there was another one in South Asia, I believe, that was a 20-kill chicken dinner, so maybe that was a bit bigger. But we see IF the same top 2 from
Chris
last
popping
game.
off that game, though. Remember, Chris had 1 kill last game, has 5 kills this game. So here's some highlights. I'm going to be starting from the very beginning as, I believe, who are we watching? Da Vinci, once again.
Well, might as well put it on the man of the moment, Da Vinci, one of our favorites here.
They got a couple crates that game.
They definitely did got a couple of crates, and they also got a pretty high up finish. They didn't
place they finished.
They didn't quite.
I didn't see much. 6th place. They got 6th place.
3 kills.
So I mean, for having those weapons, the crate weapons, we didn't really see much action from them though.
Not the most action.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
If you look at the top of the leaderboards, there were some pretty solid teams in there with them.
I want to know where Tri finished, because at the very beginning we saw them all the way up there on the high ground. I'm curious on how that ended up working out for them. But this was a really good push from Omen. Probably the most hype push of this game. I know we saw a lot of them. And this is on the tail end of Tempo previously defeating
B2W, I think it was.
B2W, exactly.
Yep.
So they killed them, and then after that they made this push onto Omen. So I don't know, did they have a chance to heal up completely? Because they seem to immediately do that.
No, maybe Omen timed it to perfection, got in there and did that third-party thing well that they usually do. It's great to see Omen back on some game, though.
Hey, that's my squad.
That is your squad. Well, both of our squads did have a good game 2 of the day so far. So Pittsburgh Knights, the 41-point chicken dinner, that is huge. Omen climbing up the ladder as well. GRUNTo, they finally had a finish inside the top 5, top 10. So
I like to see it.
That's some good stuff. We've got some of these teams that we expected to do a little bit better. Now they're starting to move up. It's just
so now the Knights, though, after such a win, I'm curious if they're going to continue on with this momentum for the next 2 games here.
Well, it certainly is
because,
a lot of momentum.
I mean, they must be feeling extremely confident right now. 21 points for kills. That's more than the placement points.
That is more than the placement
One
points.
more.
You don't see that every day. Obviously, we have the teams coming up here. GRUNTo cleaning themselves up 9 points. 3 teams actually cleaning themselves up 9 points in the end of the day. B2W went down to Tempo Storm, but ended up on the same amount of points as them. So that are your top 8 for Game 2. The first Vikendi of the North American region. Pittsburgh Knights have probably set some records there.
Yeah, I mean, Infinex, 2nd place right there. Definitely being consistent here today so far. Omen Elite, can't say they're consistent yet. They didn't finish too strong last game, so we got 2 more games to go. We'll have to wait and find out. But like you mentioned, GRUNTo getting 5th place is pretty good. The Unnamed, 4th place, B2W. We saw that push from Tempo. We didn't see how, what was it, JD86. We didn't see how they ended up dying, but they were definitely the lone survivor for the squad.
So Tribe, they ended up getting 6 points for themselves, most of those in kill points, that hill position. It did okay, I guess. If you're walking away with 4 kills, you're happy, but you'd expect a bit of a better replacement.
Yeah, I mean, I really liked their positioning early on. I felt like it opened up a lot of sightlines and that they could possibly third party. We actually saw them third party that one standoff, so that was one of those kills. But I would like to see them be a little more aggressive from their high ground perch up there, I'll say.
Yeah, unfortunately, Spacestation Gaming, probably the biggest name on the bottom of the leaderboards at this point in time. They only pick up 2 points for their tally. They were sitting in 8th before this game, I believe, so not adding a whole lot to it. So this is the overall leaderboard now. We are seeing Pittsburgh Knights shoot up all the way into 2nd place, and it's pretty close to Infinex Gaming.
Yeah. So to be fair, Cloud9, they will definitely have their day to come back.
Oh,
so
certainly.
If you're out there watching, they're not in today's lobby. As you can see, they only have 4 matches while the other teams have 6, and at the end of today, they will have 8. So if you're Cloud9, you're at home right now, you're watching, you're probably biting your fingernails, but at the same time, you're watching your opponents because you know you will be facing them in the future. So you kind of taking their strategy, maybe trying to come up with some plays to counter them as well.
Certainly, watching these rotations like a whole Cloud9 will be there, watching all the VODs. If they are in the chat, hello to you boys. Pittsburgh Knights, though, they go from what was 6th place all the way up.
Up and up. And we have a couple more teams down here going up, going down. Little shifts here and there. Nothing too crazy, though. Seems kind of consistent.
No, seems pretty consistent. Team 9 had a poor game, but they managed to hold on to 11th place. I believe they went out in last place, so only pick up 1 point there. They are still a little bit away from the leader pack, obviously. Infinex and now Pittsburgh Knights are steaming ahead As we see, this is starting to get into the danger zone. If you're on this page, you probably don't want to be. Latinos
Omen, though,
United.
they were in 25th last game, so
They
this was a
certainly
very important game for them as we see them in 17th place. So if there was a squad that made some major leaps, I gotta say Omen was one of them this game.
No, Omen was definitely the big mover and shaker from this round. GRUNTo managed to get themselves off the bottom. They've put some points up, but they are still in that danger zone. They need to continue to do so over the next 2 games at least to get themselves out of that danger zone, or at least towards the top of it, to give themselves the best fighting chance of getting out of this group.
Yep, they were in 31st place today, today. So, I mean, you like to see the progress being made.
Granja
2 more
del
games
Gaming.
to go. Ooh,
Now we have Jagger. This is 3 players from the Pittsburgh Knights have found themselves in the top 5 kills leaders off this game alone. Jagger, who have many highlights of this tournament already, is at the top. Espinoza, who hasn't even played his 5th game yet. He is 2 games short. He's at 16 kills, so he was going very hard in the first day. 5 AM, Simple, Vigilante, all good names at the top of the leaderboards.
So it kind of goes to show you where the Knights are getting a majority of their points from, right? They're getting them from kills. They got 3 players on the top 5 when it comes to kills, all above 15. So a majority of those points coming from kills. They're a kill-hungry squad. And, you know, I'm looking forward to watching the last 2 games to see how they can continue that bloodthirst, I'll say.
Yeah, the bloodthirsty Knights are out and about. They managed to claim our chicken dinner in Game 2. We've got Game 3 coming up. It is going to be Miramar. I can't wait to see what happens on that game. We're going to have a short break. We'll see you after these messages. That's the last player of Blood and Loyalty.
He's going to go down surely. They've got his 5 to spun him around. That's going to be it for him. Blood and Loyalty will go out in 13th. Legends getting the elimination.
Oh, that's a big shot.
That one, oh.
They're still down actually on the military base. G6 now crushing the compound that Pittsburgh Knights died at, as 1 player gets knocked out as he gets out of the car. 2 players down.
The same fate. Tribe are here, and they're going to get their 2nd bunch of kills onto another team here. That's... Looks like they wanted to force the issue. They'll take the first hut to look to get in. They're even going to go for the crash in the buggy there. Yayo goes straight in, very hard indeed, and trying to bait out the rest of the Unnamed into picking out to his teammates, but unfortunately he's going to get knocked. That's pre-confirmed as well, but no spray comes through. The Unnamed now starting to get things happening and going their way. Trades both directions. The Unnamed going for the push, trying to clean this one up. Looks like there's 1 player left. That'll be the knock and the elimination as well.
Player gets finished out too, so Method pushing into that compound, but there are 2 players get sprayed down. This is going to be a disaster for them. 2 players finished as well, as the last player from Method, Monarch, comes in. He's getting dropped very low too. 2 Method players remain, and they get sprayed down. They line up and they take the loss, and that's another 1-point game for Method. This is the fight we are watching. Pittsburgh Knights getting a spray underneath that RV there. Clipping the toes, it looks like he's doing.
No. That's not the way you want that to go. Just when you think you've got some cover, the smoke's going to be just a little bit too late to buy
He's going to be pushing up too. He's knocks 2, so...
Let's go straight for the
He's got the flank here. He's got the 3rd knock as well. Jagger's going hard in the paint.
They have managed to get a res. There's now 2 players up who can fight this, but he's going to go straight on in. He is behind them as well. This could be a full team wipe from 1 man if he can get this final kill. Has to swap guns though as well to get the ammo economy up. It's only 1 player.
He goes for the vault, no!
And the vault will be his undoing. It's Jagger.
Oh. Welcome back. You've tuned into the North American region of the PMCO 2019 Fall Split. I'm joined by Mustache Dave. He's a North American expert. We've flown over just for this occasion because this is very important stuff. And Mustache Dave has been catching up with all the PUBG on YouTube, haven't you, Dave?
Yep. I see Jagger the Fragger from
Jagger
the
the
Knights
Fragger, yep.
in the chat right here. He's saying, I love that name. Might change my in-game name to that. I
He's
believe you called him Jagger the
Jagger
Fragger?
the Fragger, yeah. I mean, he's all over it at the moment, and you can see his highlights on the PUBG Mobile Esports YouTube channel. Go check it out because it's a banger. And if you want to play PUBG Mobile, you need to get onto the App Store and get it yourself because it's on the iOS App Store, it's on Google Play, and it's free to play as well.
Free.
You
said free?
Yeah, free.
Hey,
Good value, that
Good
is.
value. The best value.
It certainly is.
So then you can make your name Jagger the Fragger too.
Quick, take it. No, take Jagger the Fragger before he gets it. Quick.
Oh yeah, true. And then sell it to him later on.
Exactly.
There you go.
Well, if he keeps fragging like that, he's going to earn himself a lot of money because PUBG Mobile Esports is no joke. It's some big stuff nowadays, and Jagger is at the forefront on the Pittsburgh Knights, getting all sorts of crazy kills. He's the top kill leader at the moment, I believe, too. Yeah.
So that we got Jagger the Fragger in the chat, and a couple other discussions. People talking about how rotations are key to PUBG Mobile.
Oh,
the most important thing. But then it had me thinking, this previous game at least, Tempo Storm, I can't really say they were rotating. They were just crashing.
No,
and they were just going straight forward into compounds every single circle.
There was a bit of brute force involved there, yeah, certainly.
Yeah. I mean, is that considered rotation, or is that just straight up sending it, right?
I think
feel
that
like
is,
they're different.
I think they are different. I think the rotation is more calculated where you're kind of
playing
information, you know, trying to find out where teams are. Yeah, exactly. It's more of a calculated work, whereas the crashing compound is more of taking a sledgehammer and just smashing your way through.
I mean, it's working kind of for tempo.
Yeah, we see these teams that are very individually talented make that work a lot as they just win the team fights out. Brazilian killers in the South American region are very popular for doing that. As we move on to Miramar, though, there's lots of compounds to crash on this map for sure. Tempo Storm will need a few more crashes if they're going to get themselves back into the race for first place. The plane is an aggressive one. As we fly over the bottom islands, it is cutting the map in about a third, going from the southwest to the northeast. Lots of places still in play though, as we get the PUBG, the PMCO plane. It's
beautiful,
pretty actually.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I actually like the plane skins a lot. I think they're fantastic. Add a new element to the game. It's pretty cool stuff. Lots of teams piling out of the plane early days.
Yeah,
Lots of towns around.
Plane should open it up fairly enough for all these teams to kind of go where they want and spread their wings and not take any early engagements. I am curious to see if maybe two teams might hot drop Mikado, you know, get a couple early game fights in. That would be nice to see, but highly unlikely since a lot of money, like you mentioned, is on the line here. You don't want to get taken out in 16th position. Net you not a lot of points here.
I see some teams now on the screen dropping Los Leones. There looks like two teams were keen on getting in there together. Would not recommend. Well, actually, Los Leones is one of those bigger towns, probably one of the biggest cities in PUBG in general. So you could fit two in there. That town is big enough.
Possibly three. Possibly three.
Well, I mean,
just depends how you make your way on out of there.
Yeah, no, that is actually a very valid point. You might get your wish with the Picardo drops. There is I personally love the Picardo drop too, because if I'm bad and get shot in the face and die, then I can get into a next game pretty quick. But
that's true. That's not what you want here, though.
No, but if I'm good enough, maybe I can get a few kills in that.
First circle's up.
Arena. And first, oh my lord, that is an aggressive circle too.
It's not even in the map.
Yeah, you can't get into that.
Can't get into that, so it's going to be limiting just a little bit, but we'll be having some fights over here. Tempo, here's the man trying to get revenge. Grego is going to be bleeding on out. Coco bleeding on out as well. Tempo being extremely aggressive. Is the man going to get revenge onto this?
There is a Tempo player on top of that building, just hanging out at the moment.
Rain is pushing this now.
There's two as he's got a
white on white looking good.
He is looking fresh, my man.
Nico
this guy
up here.
He's got the M16 out, ready to go. He's hearing the footsteps around. He knows that the player is...
He's going to spot him. There you go.
Straight past, he gets the shots too. That's clean by Nico. The white on white is down at the moment.
Man's dead.
That's a whole squad gone, actually. That is St. Legends gonzo.
2 minutes in.
2 minutes. That's one of the faster team wipes we've had. Tempo did lose a player for that engagement, but they do collect themselves 4 kills.
4 points.
And we've seen them do pretty well without the full complement of players as well. So I'm not too phased by that if I'm Tempo. They are a pretty intelligent team.
It's worth. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose players this early on.
No.
But, I mean, those 4 points will definitely help you on the leaderboard. Now, I kind of got to say, like, you already got your kills this game. Just try to focus on placement.
Well, certainly. The placements, if you focus on the placements now for Tempo, you will get kills later on in the game as you start the third-party teams in the later stages. And we have seen them compound crash in one game, and we have seen them also rotate very wisely in the game they lost players. So I'm assuming they'll go for the wise rotations now, as we have a few members going over. This is the Latinos. They are moving across the desert in that 4x4. Getting some work done. The loots of Tribe looks plentiful as they've managed to move together, playing pretty safely.
Besides that early game fight, I don't see any other possible fights on the horizon yet, unless one of these teams kind of run into each other. I mean, GRUNTo and B2W kind of close to each other. Omen and Tribe kind of rotating near each other as well. But that north of circle number 1, wide open. There's just so many compounds, so many areas to continue to loot at, to take up. I mean, the possibilities are endless right now.
Certainly are very endless as teams now start to converge on the middle of the circle. They start to push in. It leaves those outer edges free for these teams, later teams, to rotate in. I don't expect to see too much argy-bargy for the next couple of minutes with the way this circle is going. But that being said, we're proven wrong. This circle seemed pretty friendly for the teams before, and Tempo managed to find himself a whole squad white in Picado, no less. So you did get your wish. There were two.
I got my wish. I got my wish.
Yep.
Thank you, Tempo. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Reynad.
Thank you for that one. I mean, it makes you as a caster feel good. Like what you're talking about makes sense, right? Because it happens.
Yeah, certainly.
So
yeah,
reinforcement.
Definitely. Seeing the future is definitely job security, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm glad they flew me out here for that one fight. I'm good
They're
to
done.
go. I'm done. My expertise, done. You got it from here, Ben. You should be able to do a good job. As this squad hasn't really been performing too well. We caught Hot Jukes. We caught Salty Bay a couple times, but it was on the tail end of getting murdered.
Yeah, and murdered is not the way you want to go down. Old age, maybe, as they...
You don't want to go down by a vehicle flip either.
No, that is one of the worst ways to go down. As we see, they still have their white skins on from Vikendi, so they forgot to change their skins.
Yeah, forgot to... You're going to be sticking out like a sore thumb. I know when I play and there's a white skin just floating all the way out there, like, you can pretty much spot it out.
Oh, yeah,
clearly.
for sure.
If it's not a Vikendi, of course.
Vikendi is popular with the white skins. Yes, nice white shoes on.
Got to keep them clean with the dirty fields of Miramar. It's going to be a challenge over here. Good thing it doesn't rain much, so there's no mud, but a lot of dust.
Last thing you want is dust on the white shoes. There's
bad for allergies.
This Latino's car, we saw it driving earlier. It is on fire now. Sir, your car is on fire.
Oh, we got
sniped.
I got sniped.
There's another Latino's member in an identical car in a bit better condition as we get the comfy van rolling around. Gabby has chosen an appropriate mode of transport for the hills.
The tank.
The tank, yep.
Call it here. So that was another squad that we've been watching all day. The Latinos, they've been making some crazy rotations.
They have been
playing edge quite a lot, and it seems like they were attempting to send it all the way north, and they were doing that, but then one of their members were spotted in the progress. The other 3 members will continue to go all the way up to that northern wall over here on Miramar.
The northern wall is definitely one of the places to be. It's a very rare circle, actually, with part of it actually being straight into black. There is no zone there at all on the map. As we see more shots going in on that squad that did manage to catch that one Latinos player.
Yeah, just spraying and praying out here, having a good time with his ammo. Oh.
Yeah, ammos are plenty. As we see more teams get on a move. We see on board with Marshy.
I think they lost some health from Yayo. I think from Yayo.
Oh,
Yayo is spraying in this distance.
See Salty Bay rotating. These guys have been rotating for quite a while now.
You know Salty Bay?
No, don't know.
I think it's Salt Bay. It's a guy that puts the salt
arm
on
no, I do now.
On the steaks.
Yep.
Yeah. I know it because South Florida, I think he has a restaurant down there.
Oh, really?
It's like $100 for a steak. He puts his little arm salt on it. He feeds you with a knife. Like, you can eat gold flake steaks.
Jesus.
Like, it's pretty high-end stuff. Doing a good job. I mean, Salt Bay.
He would have made a lot of money off that.
Now he's playing PUBG?
Apparently, yeah. Apparently he's turned his hand.
Gotta get your autograph.
turned out.
See, I'm giving you the NA experience.
You
here
are
as well.
giving me the NA experience. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I will have to visit that restaurant on somebody else's money one day.
Yeah. Hey, all that PUBG money you make, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
All that PUBG money. So, Tribe going to be out here taking their time. They are on the edge, so they're definitely trying to get aggressive out here, trying to keep a couple of these squads. No one in La Cabrera quite yet. Free and clear. Crater Fields, free and clear. El Pozo, free and clear.
Certainly a lot of real estate to play with for these teams. We see the water treatment plant, one of the zones you don't really end up in too often, and for loot it's not the best. We often see it in the starting lobby when you're running around being a bit silly, but rarely see it in the game. It's
kind of like a blank area, right? I mean,
yeah, there's not much to it, is there? No.
Not even water in there.
And you'd expect there to be with the name water treatment plant. They're not treating much there, are they?
It's just a treatment plant. Who knows? It might be an orange juice treatment plant. But they call it water. Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I
mean,
I'm
orange juice could be, in this climate, would be...
It'd be refreshing. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So early game, not much going on. I do see a crate over there. Looks like we might have Tribe pulling up on that, trying to contest it, possibly. Latinos out here. Lost a member early on. Going to still be looting all the way to north, and we are going to have circle number 2 pop.
Circle number 2 still has some of the no map in it.
Just a little bit. North is still free and clear.
There is actually a lot of real estate north. I mean, La Cabrera, my Spanish is terrible, is
Same here.
still very open. Crater Fields, although probably not going to be the ending zone, is free as well. Water treatment is the place that players are choosing to be at the moment.
Here's another crate. Looks like Tribe might be heading on over here.
Those grozers are serious business when it comes to shredding cars. Yeah, they are serious stuff. So a team with that would be very well set.
Oh my goodness.
Got the boys in the pickup.
The boys in the pickup. I mean, I guess we're on Miramar here, but 4 players in the vehicle. You don't want to see that. That's like last
As a
resort.
spectator, you do want to see
it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool, and when they all
Especially
go up
with
in flames,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. But as players, you don't really want to be seeing all your boys in a pickup truck. Gets awful stinky in there real
Especially
quick.
with the gladiator skins.
And also playing those tunes. They weren't
Dude,
playing bangers at
so
all.
we're wearing the gladiator skins, right in the back of the pickup truck, listening to Ariana Grande. Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, that's what we're doing here.
That's what we're doing here.
That's about it.
That's about
the level we're at the moment.
That's what we're doing. Hey, teamwork right there.
Certainly is, as we see Tribe rotating in. They've been a pretty consistent team so far. They've had a few rough games as they see that climbing the mountain, scaling the mountain, putting the foot to the floor. This car can actually get up this mountain eventually. The Convi van doesn't fare too well going up.
So yeah, everybody just, still trying to make it on in. We didn't see much action since the early skirmish that happened down in Picado. But as teams continue to get closer to each other, they will be spotting each other out. And this was one of the teams that we had our eyes on earlier as we saw them making some flips in the vehicles. They will be in an engagement, and it looks like Salty Bay going to be killed right here on the mountain.
Yeah, Salt Bay. Hopefully he can survive for a little bit. Yes, hopefully he can survive for a little bit longer.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's dead, gone?
He's dead. He's gone.
He's dead and gone.
Back to the lobby.
Well,
back to the lobby.
Back to the grill for you, my
back
man.
To the grill.
See these teams come out a bit stronger now.
Jaman.
That's Savage Hearts that assaults.
Oh, Jaman spotted man. Taken down now.
He has been taken out. It's going to require a revive. He's dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're getting the thirst here. I like how these squads, they get the knock and immediately get the thirst and don't give them that option.
Savage Hearts we're on board with now. That is Salt Bay's squad. Unfortunately, he will be leading from the sidelines.
Panda skin. Or the bear skin.
Pretty cute.
Yeah, man, I like these skins. That's like, I want that emote in my phone, I feel like.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a nice little emoji, wouldn't it?
Yeah, an emoji, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
So, Savage Hearts is what you said.
Yeah, Savage Hearts. They are sitting not too pretty on the leaderboard at the moment, but they are still in the game nonetheless. They're giving it their all at the moment, as we see on board with Granja del Gaming. They are the ones going up against Savage Hearts. So this is a bottom of the table clash, really. Unfortunately,
so someone say nothing to lose in a sense of the placement points. Well, I'm saying like they're so down below on the leaderboards that you want to be aggressive, right? You want to take those risks.
Well, unfortunately for Granja at the moment, or Granja, they are getting sandwiched by a lot of squads, so they're not in the best position as Marshy, with his white suit on, needs to get out of there pretty quickly.
Fresh, though. Looking fresh.
No, I wish I had one like that.
I wish we had style points, like at the end of each game, like the best skin
No, that
player gets a couple points, you know, based on our judgment. We did have the next circle pop, though. It will be shifting a little over to the east and a little south. Not too hard on a lot of these teams, as a majority of them were already in the previous circle. I think we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 or 6 teams trying to push on into it, as we see there on the top right-hand corner. Yeah, yo, squaring off right here, getting ready to defend this rock with their life.
He's going to have to defend it with his life, too. It's either going to be... He does get picked off, but he does manage to get the kill onto the player, but he goes down, and that will be another team knocked out, I believe. That was the last one for Granja. He won't get the thirst either, so that point goes begging. That is the team of 9 who need points as they
Solo member there.
Yeah, he was the last man.
I wonder if they were spotted beforehand. I think they were spotted by 9. So they were forced in that position to take that fight. Because if I was a solo player here, I would do my best to just worm it out.
Worm it out.
Worm it out.
If in doubt, worm it out.
And because, okay, this is our first time, you know, meeting each other, working together. Miramar, you worm it out.
You worm it out.
Because
well, there
you're
is
in the dirt. You're in the dirt.
No,
you know, you pick up dirt, there's usually worms in there.
That's
if it's
true.
moist, if it's moist. I don't call it snaking, all right? Erangel, you're in the grass, it's snaking.
Yep.
So I'm trying to like make that a thing here. Maybe you can help me moving forward.
It makes more sense.
Worms are on Miramar, snakes are on Erangel.
Okay.
Now in the snow, I haven't made anything up.
Yeah, well,
yet.
Worms don't really like the snow, neither
Or
do snakes.
yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there.
Something has to like the snow. Groundhogs like the snow.
They do. We don't have groundhogs in Australia, I don't think. But that's completely fine.
Let us know, chat. Yeah, let us know what you think. But looks like Tribe, they're going to be squaring off against Tempo. Tempo, we know they like to lay down the hammer. But it looks like Tribe will be on the outskirts of this, throwing these smokes, throwing those mollies, trying to take down Tempo. Tempo, if you can recall, we have 3 members live from earlier.
They only have those 3 correct in window, as the Tribe Gaming squad have let them get up that last member. So it is going to be a 3v4. As you can see, a crate, the shadow of a crate actually coming in.
So the winner
somewhere.
of this fight gets a crate.
Does Spacestation Gaming go out again in a poor position? They are 14, so that's 2 in a row now for Spacestation Gaming. Not having the most successful day on the field. Their first game was pretty decent, but since then it's been
After beating themselves up,
there,
though. I mean, they know that they're capable of performing quite well here, as they are some seasoned veterans. But we see this crate. I believe it is kind of behind Tribe. I saw the shadow.
Yep.
They're not going to be able to loot that quite yet. I'm sure Tempo has their sights onto it, as we see Kraken holding this cheeky angle on Lucifer right here. Wow.
Certainly is a cheeky angle. I believe the Tribe's already picked up a crate before, because they have the Brown Gilly going to work on Kraken. Not Kraken, sorry. Oh, there he is. Lucifer has it.
Lucifer is just chilling. Just third party in this.
Yeah,
third person in this.
These 2 squads are almost dead center in the zone, so they're just a little bit north of dead center. So they
need to worry about third party though.
They do need to worry about that. About team Unnamed coming in off the top, maybe third party, and Tribe especially, who aren't inside the building.
Blowing up the vehicle. This is interesting.
And he's quite worried about maybe a grenade coming through and getting the double explosion there. That would finish him off quick smart. That crate has dropped on the other side of the road, as we can see.
Lucifer is spotted by somebody.
Maybe the team unknown guys on the hill behind them could be.
Yep.
Probably having some spam in there from X-Memo. Oh,
now looks like Tribe might be getting sandwiched here a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, team Unnamed, they're probably not going to push this yet. They're on the edge. They got the high ground. But they will be keeping both Tribe and Tempo at bay for now. Because you really can't push across the 2 different buildings without being spotted, I believe, by team Unnamed. So there's just no reason to do that right now.
No, they're going to watch out, as we see a lot of squads now starting to engage on each other as the circle is shrinking down. This Infinex again in the kill feed, again on the right or the left-hand side of it. Getting kills, taking names. They've been so consistent and so dominating at the times. Where is my Pittsburgh Knights, though? They are in the south. They've moved up. They are starting to fighting people, which is what you want to see with Pittsburgh Knights fan, because they've been fighting well today, especially in that last game. 21 kills if you missed it for a chicken dinner.
Jagger the Fragger. I mean,
Jagger
you see,
the Fragger.
I saw him in the kill feed.
Just
5 a.m. just gets
Yep.
a knock right
5
there.
a.m. is another one of their top fraggers
I
too
think
from that
15
last
kills
game.
or
Yeah.
16 coming into today, or at least from the
into this
previous
game,
game. Yeah.
So they have had some big games today, the Pittsburgh Knights, and you'd expect it from a name like the Pittsburgh Knights in PUBG.
Ooh, Seed Gut is getting spotted from somewhere. Getting tapped down pretty low here, getting chunked down. Still got 9 over here.
Yeah, they're just holding themselves, chilling out for the moment.
Chilling and grilling.
Lots of teams now inside the circle.
A lot of teams playing edge this game. A lot of teams on the edge
Just
right
not
now.
ready to commit as Euphoria Gaming go out in 12th place. Unfortunate for them. This is Savage Hearts, a team that's been struggling for a little bit. They're in a decent enough position now. They've got 2 kills to their name. They're playing it pretty slow. Still got lots of health on that armor as Infinex again find a kill onto an ABADDON player. They are sizing up this 9 roster though, as 9 start to rotate in. That looks like a bike that's moving that quickly. Maybe a buggy downhill, but
Trying to
needless to say,
reposition, get another angle onto them, possibly.
getting pushed
Get
in by
behind
the
them.
zone as the shadow of the plane goes over the top of our players, and it drops off a nice little care package for them too. These
like
care
how
packages
they're
have been
on fights.
photobombing us
Yeah,
pretty hard so far,
they're
actually.
trolling us.
We're actually getting griefed by the plane.
Shadows over here. So a lot of standoffs happening right now. But we did see the
Oh
next
my
circle
lord.
pop. So remember that fight from earlier with Tribe and Tempo Storm? I don't believe we had any developments on it besides
There
the
it
fact
is.
that they're smack in the middle.
Yep,
Of
smack
here.
in the middle of the new zone.
They don't
There
need to
is-
fight each other right now. There's no reason to fight each other at all right now. I mean, if you see one of the enemies kind of pop in or peek in a window, maybe take a shot, take out their helmet. But there's no reason for either of your squads to make the push and be aggressive.
If I'm a tempo player right now, I'm alt-tabbing and texting a Tribe player going, hey, lol, let's just chill, because they
Whoa,
are
that's
sitting
collusion.
pretty...
That's collusion. Ah, come on. Come on.
They're
You're
just
not
chilling.
doing that.
No, of course not. But you see them taking shots now at the Pittsburgh Knights, our previous winners. They are chilling out.
Collusion. Get out of here, man.
Oh, of course. You got to see Pittsburgh Knights push on them soon.
Yeah,
Just for the reason of that. Oh, not Pittsburgh Knights. Sorry, the Tribe gamers in the compound.
They're going to be like,
Infinex
oh,
is...
Ben's onto us.
He's onto us.
So we got to make the push.
That's Omen Elite going out in 10th, so they do manage 2 points for placements. I don't know how many kills they did end up getting at the end of the day, but something they probably won't be too happy with, considering their last game was pretty decent. Infinex now sitting on top of this ridge. They could join the fight as Pittsburgh Knights are crashing in pretty heavily here.
Yeah. Infinex can possibly get a couple kills on the Knights down there. I mean, the Knights have those hay bales to work with. There's some smokes out there, but once one of those smokes clear, there might be some sightlines for Simple to take some shots.
This is 4 of our top teams in this lobby now, right? Just all over each other.
And this is why they're the top teams, though, because they're still alive at this point
And they're still
of the
healthy
game.
with members, too. Most of
Exactly.
these guys have 4 members up. Tempo has the 3. BTW was taken out by the Pittsburgh Knights on that southern side of the circle. We can see Tempo Storm are just paying attention to them, keeping wary of that one. Jagger has actually been knocked out. A second knock for Simple in the clip by this Mini 14. He's got a nice angle onto the Pittsburgh Knights. He's looking for J7 for the third. When it rains, it pours. He hasn't actually found J7, and that might be the Pittsburgh Knights going out completely.
You jinxed them, man. You wanted to see them fight earlier on. They will be eliminated in 8th place. I mean, look at those positions that they took up. They had that field right there. Multiple teams have sights onto them. They had some smokes, so they were able to survive a little longer. But after those smokes dissipated, it was just bye-bye Knights. I mean, they've been having a good day. They have one more game remaining today. It will be on Erangel, so make sure you stay tuned, stick around if you are a Knights fan.
Infinex, though, they've been playing very well, getting the right angle there on the Knights as the Unnamed go out into 7th place. So we're down to top 6 now, as Infinex players are getting pressured out. He goes for the loot. Simple. He went for the loot after getting all those kills. He thought, I earned this, so I'm going to go collect the Knights loot with my bike, but Tempo Storm were all over it. Know his whereabouts, taking that bike's wheels out, so he can't get back to his team. Again, the Knights...
See, Infinex,
gone.
the Knights are gone. Infinex, they have this ridge to work with to rotate into a new circle, but the Latinos are gatekeeping it, essentially, up there to the west.
Certainly are.
We got 2 members alive left from that team, so it's going to be interesting to see what Infinex does, as we do see some smokes popping up right now. They will be looking to make that push, but Tribe and Tempo on the edge, they will have to make the fight now. They're going to have to make it happen.
The Tempo will probably have to push into Tribe. They are only 3 strong. We had a knock earlier from one of the 9 guys onto an Infinex player that seemed an absolute eon away. Look at them fight now. There was a knock from a VSS as the car blows up. That's a few kills there for the side of Infinex.
Out. Eliminated.
Rojas, he's done him dirty by blowing the car
what
up.
a tasty treat, though. You see a vehicle rolling down a hill like that, I mean, you're going to take shots.
You're going to spray it, yep.
All right.
13 kills now for the side of Infinex, 14 alive. They have 4 up.
Tribe with 4 as well.
Tribe had 4. Tempo have a player knocked out at the moment, so they need to work on that, getting him up. Next though,
Oh,
they are rotating.
In the open.
He's getting peppered from all sides. There is the Latinos on top of that hill, taking full advantage of that angle. Lucifer will get the frag though.
So it looks like Tempo, they're getting ready to make the push onto the Tribe compound. They're tossing out these smokes over here. Revo up here on the high ground, trying to survive. Maybe third party this.
Only got 1 more player on that side with him up on that cliffside, and they know that they are up there as they were slain by that, or one of their squad mates was slain by those guys up on the cliff. So Infinex, they have the information relevant. They know where everybody is on the map essentially right now.
And they could possibly third party this fight between Tempo and Tribe, as I do believe Tempo will be breaching this compound now. They are wall to wall. Who's going to make the first push? They might have used up all the grenades and mollies from those exchanges earlier, so let's see what's going to
jumping
transpire.
beaks with the AK-47. The helmet is very low. These Tempo players aren't exactly in the best condition to be pushing in. The angle comes out. Another Tempo player drops incredibly low. They are out of nades. They used them all earlier in the engagement. As now Tribe start using their numbers to their advantage, pushing out. Tribe know that Tempo have to eventually push in.
Oh, he sees them.
Yeah, using the third person
is key right now.
There, we have Rojas with 6 kills at the leading edge.
Pre-fire. Let him rain. No, I know you're here, buddy.
The circle is shifted essentially on top of Tribe, so Tempo are keen on getting into this building.
Only 2 left for Tempo.
They are going to get pushed too. There's only 1 left now for Tempo. He's at the end of the hallway. These confirmed kills, these thirsts will come out. Means 1 player left for Tempo. He tries to push out to get the nade, and he goes down to the AK spray. That's Tempo gone. Tribe Gaming in the box seat for this game at the moment, as they need to come off the top of that mountain to get into the zone, which is pushing right over that road where there is no cover. It's looking grim for anyone not named Tribe, as they have 6 kills to their name so far. They're looking to add to that tally, as Infinex are getting spammed through that smoke. They go for the run across. He's not going to end up getting there. The Tribe player takes him out straight away as soon as they see him.
This could be the chicken dinner for Tribe over here. They still have 4 members alive. They were successful in defending that push.
Infinex player is just going to die to the zone now.
Tempo, I mean, denying points. Smart.
It's the correct play.
Smart
and
right there.
Both of these players on
Looks
the
like they're
side
denying it too.
of the Latinos are just saying, look, good round, fellas.
We're not giving you these points.
That's 2 points you're not going to get. Last player at the moment, just tapping out. He actually only got the only kill for his squad in this game, so he's going to end up with second place. He's got 4 more.
Yeah, 4 med kits.
So we'll be here for a moment. So how was your flight?
Oh, that was okay. My flight was okay.
Flight was okay?
Yeah.
We still got
premium economy. So
premium economy.
It's like first class seats, but not first class. If that makes sense.
That's pretty decent.
Some
good stuff.
Some good stuff. Yeah, some pasta visual. You know, straight chilling. Now, if you're Tribe though, are you confused right now? Do you think there's a worm out here just chilling, hiding behind maybe that vehicle? Oh, he's gonna be taking shots now. He's letting them know.
He's not.
That's the victory. Like, guys, you got this.
Congratulations, guys. And it is Tribe taking out our 3rd game of the day from the North American region. They take out Miramar. Not a massive kill game out of them. It was Tempo that got a few kills, but I believe it was...
Tribe was chilling that whole game, man.
They were.
They were chilling. They had the compound. It was centralized for a majority of that game. Their biggest concern was Tempo, but they didn't push until the very end there. Winning that defend pretty much won them the game.
Certainly that fight versus tempo was definitely the deciding factor for that game, as Infinex were the kill leaders for the game. As you speak about tempo, we'll be jumping into the highlights soon, and I believe the first highlight of the game is probably them taking out the full squad early on. Tempo had a good game. Finishing up.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. They took the fight early on in Picado as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they had an eventful game for the most part compared to other squads.
And that's what you like to have. You like to have those eventful games. And here you go. This is the squad wipe coming through. The M16 doing lots of damage.
The man. I hate to see the man.
Man going
like
down.
That.
It's just...
The trade right there is pretty good, though. That was a pretty good trade by Yayo.
That was working. This is the poking fight that went on seemingly forever in that town. It was crazy stuff going on in this game of
I wonder if anyone got that crate, by the way.
Well, one of the Latino players just died on top of us. Maybe he got it, but perished in doing so.
This is when the Knights got taken down.
This was a really good spray down actually there. Just cleaned him up. He got 3 kills from that moment. Rojas on the cliff.
3 points. Was that 3 kills right there?
Yeah, I believe it was 3 kills actually.
Baby.
He collected up those points. Did not miss out on them at all. This is towards the end of the game as tempo got pushed down. Man runs out with a nade in hand, and that's the end of your day.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that grenade actually did make it out of his hands, because 3 of those members from Tribe were grouped up. They were getting the revive. They were all right there on the corner. I can only imagine if a grenade was successful there.
If that grenade goes off and it kills 3 Tribe members, then all of a sudden those mountain goats come climbing down and start pressuring him. That could have been a whole different game. So a game of milliseconds or just seconds in PUBG Mobile. And we've seen some intense action today, especially on Erangel and on Miramar. Vikendi was a decent game too. It was a fun game, yeah. But
my favorite game so far is still Erangel with the multi-level compound finish.
That was one of the craziest endings we've had in the PMCO 2019 fall split. You'll see some stats for the games, find out who had the points, and here we are. Tribe actually pulling out, obviously, with the 20 placement points, helps them a lot. Infinex Gaming, despite not getting the 2nd place, they come through with the 2nd on the points. Latinos Unidos playing for placement. They did well. Did that well. Savage Hearts needed this game too to push themselves up the board. Tempo Storm, they survived for a long time, but they didn't get enough kills to put themselves too high on the list. Pittsburgh Knights, they got a few kills, didn't get that many placement points, but they'll be happy getting some kills at the moment. I think they're fine for the bottom 8. Just go around fragging people, having some fun.
Yep. Side note, 5 a.m. is called Sam.
See, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because 5 a.m. is a ridiculous time. I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning and it was a ridiculous time.
Okay.
Whereas Sam is like a human's name. So that does make a lot more sense.
Thanks for that. Remember, I mean, we're involved with the chat as well. We want to provide the best experience possible. So, you know, if we're mispronouncing a name, any tips or tricks, send us a DM. I mean, his name is 5 a.m., so you can't really be mad at us for saying 5 a.m. But if he likes to be called Sam, I love it. I love it. Sam it is.
The pronunciation is actually very important because I am Australian and I butcher English. We have our own language in Australia. It is Australian. Omen Elite going down, no kills, 2 points. Spacestation Gaming, unfortunately for them, that was their worst performance so far, I believe. But they still have enough points to be secure out of that bottom 8, you'd think. It would take a really rough day next week to get that happening, but ABADDON going down as well, St. Legends, GRUNTo. These are teams that have had one good game here or there, but they haven't been able to string anything together, and they're in that relegation zone.
You mentioned you just need top 25.
Yeah, top 24.
To move on, top 24 to move on to the semifinals. So, I mean, technically speaking, if you're Space Station, you're not really concerned, but you are definitely getting close to the cusp, that threshold here. And
well, that's
the
so you still want to be playing good PUBG, and you still want to be getting as many points as possible, getting yourself as many chicken dinners as possible, because it looks good. Your stats look good, especially if you're one of those chickens. Leaders.
Yeah, looks good with those chickens.
It does look good. There's only the highest at the moment is 2 chicken dinners. I want to get 4 chicken dinners, so each person on the squad can have one for themselves.
Gotta share. Right now, everyone's sharing right here. Tempo Storm's sharing 1, so everybody either gets the chicken breast, 2 chicken legs, whatnot.
Yeah, they're not eating well tonight, unfortunately. Team Totality is their lowest players with chicken dinner.
10th place.
So Team 9, they've been moving up the rankings today as well.
Savage Hearts, I don't know.
They've had a few good games, actually, the Savage Hearts players. They haven't had the most kills or the most impact, but they've been getting consistently 6-7 points a game today, which means that they will climb up the leaderboard a fair bit. And if you're getting 6-7 points a game, I'm fairly certain
they're dead even on kill points and placement points, 23-23, so that's
It's actually impressive.
Impressive if they were
So,
going for that.
Yeah, we're moving along now into the bottom end of the board. Omen Elite, they unfortunately did manage to get too many points. I only believe they only got 2. So they
moved
dropped
down.
down. They've actually moved down, which is alarming for them, as we are looking at the top 24 moving on into the next phase. And next page over, we have the players or the teams that are in the relegation zone. If you've played 7 games and you're in the relegation zone, you're a bit sad right now. So Granja del Gaming and GRUNTo Esports need to be getting a bit worried now, as they're almost 2/3 of their games are complete and they are still on this bottom page. Lots of teams here that would look to turn this around. Next Wednesday, when they do compete, those games are with players with 4 matches each.
Yep.
These are our kill leaders. Simple has taken over.
20 kills.
Sam,
Still 3 Knights up there, though.
Still 3 Knights.
But
Sam,
dominated by only 2 different teams.
Yep, Sam is up there on 2nd place. So
Sam,
Granja,
yep, we got it.
We got it, Sam. So.
We got you, Sam. Pittsburgh Knights, Sam. You know, a couple people, they might have thought the Knights choked there at the end. I don't know. I didn't capture their rotation and how they came to be in that open field with those hay bales. I don't know what other options they had. I believe they had a couple of vehicles, right? They crashed into some vehicles.
Did crash into the...
It was in the new zone, but I don't see where else they would have went, because if I can recall, you had the Tempo Storm and Tribe compound over there to like the southwest, and then you had the high ground mountain that was occupied by 2 different teams.
Yep.
Exactly. So crashing into that field probably looked like the best choice. So I wouldn't call it a choke.
There was Infinex on the left. There was Team 9 on the high ground on the right. It was pretty rough stuff for the side there. The only thing that they could have done maybe better is scout the flank that Infinex did get on, and they got a good spray down, killed 3 of them. But that was Miramar in the books. We have 1 map left of this North American and our first broadcast together, Dave. This has been fun stuff. PUBG Mobile has been fun stuff all week, and we're going to go to a short break now, but catch us after the break. We'll be going on to Erangel.
1 more game.
That's the last player of Blood and Loyalty.
He's going to go down surely. They've got his 5 to spun him around. That's going to be it for him. Blood and Loyalty will go out in 13th. Legends getting the elimination.
Oh, that's a big shot.
That one, oh.
They're still down actually on the military base. G6 now crushing the compound that Pittsburgh Knights died at, as 1 player gets knocked out as he gets out of the car. 2 players down.
The same fate. Tribe are here, and they're going to get their 2nd bunch of kills onto another team here. That's... Looks like they wanted to force the issue. They'll take the first hard to look to get in. They're even going to go for the crash in the buggy there. Yayo goes straight in, very hard indeed, and trying to bait out the rest of the Unnamed into picking out to his teammates, but unfortunately he's going to get knocked. That's pre-confirmed as well, but no spray comes through. The Unnamed now starting to get things happening and going their way. Trades both directions. The Unnamed going for the push, trying to clean this one up. Looks like there's only 1 player left. That'll be the knock and the elimination as well.
Player gets finished out too, so Method pushing into that compound. But there are 2 players get sprayed down. This is going to be a disaster for them. 2 players finished as well, as the last player for Method, Monarch, comes in. He's getting dropped very low too. 2 Method players remain. And they get sprayed down. They line up and they take the loss. And that's another 1-point game for Method. At the moment, this is the fight we are watching. Pittsburgh Knights getting a spray underneath that RV there. Clipping the toes, it looks like he's doing.
No. That's not the way you want that to go. Just when you think you've got some cover, the smoke's going to be just a little bit too late to buy the space.
He's going to be pushing up too. He's knocks 2, so...
Let's go straight to the
He's got the flank here. He's got the 3rd knock as well. Jagger's going hard in the paint.
They have managed to get a res. There's now 2 players up into the fight. This he's going to go straight on in. He is behind them as well. This could be a full team wipe from 1 man if he can get this final kill. Has to swap guns though as well to get the ammo economy up. But it's only 1 player.
Oh, he goes for the vault! No!
And the vault will be his undoing. It's Jagger.
Oh.
Welcome back to the PMCO Fall 2019 split. We're in North America at the moment covering this, and we've had some crackover games. I'm Smash. This is Mustache Dave, at Mustache Dave _ on Twitter, I believe.
Yep.
That's it.
What's
I'm
yours?
at Smash Shouts. Had to copy my friend Uber Shouts. So
All right. We both have an app before our names, so
Yep.
that's pretty awesome.
That's
Relatable.
relatable. And if you've missed the action from today, you can catch it on the YouTube. This is where you're probably watching right now. YouTube.com/PUBGMOBILE Esports is the link that you'll need to get onto that channel. And there is a lot of content to consume.
All the VODs. From
all the
the
VODs.
regions.
And there are a lot of gamers in these VODs. So if you want to learn something about mobile PUBG, and there's a lot to learn, I've learned that you need to watch those VODs and you need to study hard. And also what you need to do is download the mobile PUBG app on iOS App Store.
Free.
It is for free too, or on the Google Play. Google Play is also on
It's
free.
a good game.
Well, you see all the skins we get to use here too as well, and they're so beautiful. How can you not want to play that game?
I want the bear emoji.
Oh, the bear emoji one. That is
Skin.
quite, yeah.
I'm thinking about getting just that tattoo on my face, you know, bear emoji.
On the
Dave.
face?
Call me bear emoji Dave.
Bear emoji
PUBG
Dave.
bear
okay.
emoji Dave.
I
So
would you shave the mustache for that though? Or
if
would
I'm
you
bear
keep it?
emoji Dave, yeah, I could
Yeah.
I'll probably be allowed to shave the mustache.
That's
Right now,
right,
I'm
yeah.
not allowed to. That's why they hire me.
Yeah,
Because I have
no,
the mustache.
I've seen your contract. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
in there.
I asked actually Corbin, hey, can I shave my mustache before I come to China? He's like, don't worry about it. You're not needed here.
You're not needed.
Not needed. So I
Nah.
said, I'll keep my mustache. So yeah, without the mustache, there is no Dave. Some people say.
Well, I think you need it here because we need some
Thank you,
North
sir.
American expertise on this lobby because I'm Australian and that's about as far as you can get
Down
from North
under.
America. Yeah,
Koalas and kangaroos.
deadly creatures. You want to watch out for
Shoeies.
those koalas. Yep.
I pretty much
Shoeies.
summed up.
So that's Australian culture in a nutshell.
Hey.
Everyone knows about the shoeies, don't
Shoeies,
they?
yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Let's
Well,
take one tonight. So some updates. All right, we're
Updates,
learning about
yep.
the community. You know, trying to bring the expertise. Salt Bay, that's in our game,
Yep.
is a woman, which is awesome.
that is actually phenomenal.
We're being
That's good shit.
corrected because I think we might have misspoke and said like
Oh yeah, they
got
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
So we try to stay away
try
from
to
that as
stay
much
accurate.
as possible. So we do apologize. But the Salt Bay from Miami is a male. So if
Yep.
there's a little confusion there, I understand why. Besides that, we got Sam. So any other tips, let us know. We're here to learn and improve and make sure to provide the best experience for your NA ears to listen to.
Yep, NA ears, indeed. Not NA lol, NA ears.
NA
as we
ears.
are going over the top of Zaki and North and South Georgia Pole, it looks like on this plane, the PUBG Club Open plane, it is cutting the map at about a third as we go down towards Mill to Power. We're going from Zaki to Mill to Power. That's a cheap plane ticket. Not the furthest distance
It's
you
a
can go.
military circle. I feel it in my jellies. A military circle.
In your jellies,
In
mate.
my
In
jellies.
your jellies, all right.
I just watched
Detective
Pokemon,
Pikachu on
yeah,
the
yeah,
plane?
on the
Yeah,
plane.
yeah. No, I did. I copped a view of that too. It was pretty decent.
I wasn't too impressed.
I
though. I
wasn't
thought I
too-
was gonna watch like a Pokemon movie
Movie,
with like
yeah.
battles and
And
stuff.
stuff,
There's
yeah.
only one battle, so I was a guy who watched Pokemon the first movie,
Yes, that
which
was-
was non-stop battling.
Yep.
So that's what I was kind of
That's
expecting. But hey, I'm not a critic. You know, I'm just.
Well, it was marketed to a different demographic, you know, like
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
You know,
We're
probably grew up
OG
on,
Pokemon
OG
people,
Pokemon.
yeah,
That's right.
so.
So. Anyway, enough about Pokemon. More about PUBG. There isn't much action going on as everyone's in parachutes at the moment, just falling to the ground safely, of course. But we see them spreading out across the map pretty evenly. Mill to Power will be the end destination, as mentioned before. Yes, Naya will be occupied by Spacestation Gaming, who are looking to rebound after two poor games in a row. As we see the fellas pulling up in the whip.
Hey, my jelly's kind of right now.
Oh my god, your jellies
I
are
said military.
your jellies are doing it,
My
mate.
jelly's doing it now. If we can continue to shift down there, you'll always have to believe in my jellies.
Oh, I have to believe in your jellies,
to
and that's a
believe in my
concerning thing to say on broadcast because I'm not too sure where your jellies have been, mate.
So, talking about jellies, we will be having, I want to say the featured team up today. We're always watching.
Yeah, we are
That
always
squad.
watching the Latinos, I
Yep.
believe they're called. They are.
Unidos.
Ooh, we almost got a run
Oh.
over there. We got. also-
Grego.
Oh.
Oh, the fake out, make out over here.
He's turning
And-
on him.
Oh, the jukes are real right now. Grego,
Oh.
can Grego connect over here? If I was Grego,
He's giving it up.
no,
No, he hasn't.
can't
He's
give
juke
up.
back. He's
He
coming
can't.
doubled
He's
back.
going
Fake
he's
hit
going
it.
back.
Cool.
Oh, this is it. This is it.
Oh,
You
it
got-
has to be.
Oh!
Got him! God, he's
There
knocked
we
over.
go.
He's got to get out and give him the BML. No, he
Ah.
just cleans him up on the front bumper. There you go, mate. That's the first car kill I have seen, and his fella hops in the back seat.
First
Grego
blood goes
gets
to
the first-
Grego.
Grego, well played, sir. That's going in the highlight videos. You finally found your target, found your man, and
That's what I told you I'd do. just getting
That's
beagles
it.
and trying to run over people.
He's
Now see, Grego, he was anticipating the fake out juke,
Yeah,
so he went the opposite way and then quickly turned to the left, and that's how we got that knock right there.
That
GRUNTo gonna be
NA
fighting.
drive.
NA driving?
NA drive.
NA driving? Unfortunately, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some GRUNTo action now as they are sitting about in Milta. Interestingly enough, we don't have Da Vinci on the wall anymore.
He's or they have repositioned.
They've chosen a different drop location, which is disappointing because I want to see.
Hey guys, got my haircut.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple.
Jamie.
You know how they
same
paint those
stuff.
murals on the walls of where epic moments happen and stuff like that in PUBG? I want to see Da Vinci on that wall plastered there for the rest of the time.
Like just a silhouette.
Just immortalized.
A
Yeah,
silhouette.
just a silhouette.
Hey, we're coming up with ideas. Make sure Tencent reach out to us. We
Yeah,
got
no.
plenty more over here just cooking up.
If there's anything on this cast, there is content galore.
Content galore. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is the final game of today. Make sure if you are just now stumbling upon this stream, you go check out the VOD. As Ben mentioned, we played at Erangel, Vikendi, and Miramar today. We are on the final.
Looks like GRUNTo won't be playing Erangel for much longer as one of their players has been knocked and confirmed. Thirsted indeed. Another rocky start for the boys on the GRUNTo. Shot right now from the
spray
start.
from Scar.
A bit of a dirty spray too.
Salt Bay trying to provide that cover to not let the flush come out. As
Gabby gets
Abby. Yep, Gabby also another angle over here.
Nice backpack too. Gets up on the wall. Probably didn't want to do that. The vaulting system can be a little tricky sometimes.
Oh, I see Titan
Kicks like a
from
mule.
GRUNTo on the side of the wall looking at this
He is
with
lurking.
the mini, or the Uzi.
That Uzi can be a bit of a tricky one to pull out at long range. The pan skin's nice though. Shotgun and Uzi combo, probably not what you want for a distance fight that far. And it looks like they're just giving up on it. As the sole member of GRUNTo, they are leaving the arena, well, engagement. They are going to move themselves away as we see another knock. That's Tempo getting into the action early on. They will thirst that kill. They look like a scouting player or a lone player there from the side of G6, I believe that was.
Looks like Titan going to be retreating now off this.
He's certainly got to get out of there. He's the only man left in his squad, so...
Ooh, GRUNTo, rough start right now.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need a titanic effort if he's going to pull it back and get any sort of points for his squad. He's hiding in a house.
Looks like they're chasing
Do
them
they
down.
know? Surely they don't know. No.
Okay, they're driving right by. For a second there, I thought they might have spotted
One of the
them down.
biggest brains in the world, the Savage Hearts, who have had a better day today than they did on the previous day. Driving past the murder house.
They're
where
going
we're
to Millie.
experienced down. That is, they're banking on Millie, which isn't a bad idea. If they're trusting your jellies, then they're on point. They are going to check the bridge, make sure there is nothing sneaky happening on it. They do have some decent loot, some level 2 helmet and level 2 vest. No meds on this player though, on Hot Jukes.
Yeah, that's going to affect them moving forward. I mean,
No. Oh yeah, it will.
they actually have some time. I feel like they could have possibly have looted Milta a little longer there,
Yeah.
especially after noticing the no med situation. But it looks like they will be taking up the bridge camp, which is pretty smart. It will allow them to potentially rack up some kill points today, much needed
Yeah.
kill points.
A successful bridge camp will always net you a few points. It is fun to do in your matchmaking games too. Feels very satisfying mowing down people on the
Nerve-wracking
bridge.
for me.
It is.
You
It's
never know which side they'll come from.
third party is
Third
always a
party
problem
Might
on
be
the
swimming
bridge.
under there. But like you said, if you can successfully pull it off, it's points for days.
Tribe getting a knockdown too. This is GRUNTo going down in 16th place. They're all out now. There's GRUNTo's day done.
They're done for the day. Charging their phones until, I don't know when.
Yeah, no, they're not playing for quite a while. We got our next NA broadcast on Wednesday, I believe. So
That's
yeah,
the other group. So their phones are going to be completely charged by the time
they'll
they
have a
come
lot
back.
of time to think about their mistakes and where they have gone wrong so far in the PMCO 4 split. As we get more gunfire raining out in the military base. A lot of teams are banking on this military base circle. We see a lot of teams rotating across that bridge on the eastern side where that Savage Hearts squad were setting up. We might see it in the kill feed now as one of the Savage Hearts members actually gets knocked down. So that's not a good start for them on that bridge camp as we have more action inside the military base itself.
Grego, the first blood of this game will be eliminated right there.
Unfortunate for him. Couldn't
Shaka.
drive his way out of that one.
Yeah, it looks like Shaka's running right now. This is inside the military base.
This
Shaka is going to be heard. Shaka trying to hop around the corner. will be spotted, will be taken down and out. Now there's still 2 other members. There's Coco and the man alive. Coco is in the blue, so it looks like the team was split from South George to military.
That is one of the biggest splits I've ever seen.
Maybe
South George to military. You can't get much further away than that, mate. I think is Chris from Infinex, who have had a pretty good day. They're sitting in probably the top of the pop still, having a spray down on the side of G6.
Yep, yeah, yo.
As Salt Bay does unfortunately get knocked out so far. She might be able to get revived, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. Savage Hearts did have this position that Infinex are holding previously, but they chose to give it up for a new spot. They are on the other side of the bridge. Circle closing rapidly. We will find out if the Jelly situation for Mustache Dave is accurate or if he is...
I'm feeling pretty confident in my Jellies right now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this circle and...
We'll see. It's going to pop here very shortly.
I must say, your Jellies are looking...
That east bridge, though, there's about 6 to 8 different teams in that area.
You see it kicking off now as one of the players from G6 gets picked off on the beach. Triber in the house that previously won the game. The Knights house, yep, Knights perch. As the circle shifts, oh, I tell you what, your Jellies might be a bit wrong here, mate.
Jellies wrong. Good thing. Good thing they're wrong. You know, your Jellies can't be right all the time, so...
Well, I mean, it still could go melee-based, but that would be
highly unlikely.
Incredibly hard shift for like 3 circles in a row.
So all those teams that rotated down south, now they have to probably make up a game plan on how to get back up to the north here. And the bridges are definitely not going to be the option to go.
The bridges are not free real estate at all. It looks like water rotations might have come into play.
Your Knights, they went all the way down south to military.
The Knights were trusting the Jellies quite hard. They gambled really hard on this as we have teams trying to set up onto Potato Hill. That will be a place where teams will gravitate towards because of the proximity of the zone. It's pretty easy to watch your back. They'll know as well that teams aren't going to be north of Potato Hill because it wouldn't make any sense. The zone was a hard shift. So if they were gambling on the odds, you wouldn't be playing north of Potato Hill.
I like these skins. That US skin is probably my favorite.
Infinex now on board with them. They still have 1 kill, so early days in the game still. They've got eyes on the tribe members in that house that Pittsburgh Knights were playing in previously. Infinex did actually win that game 1, unfortunately, for the Knights.
For the Knights, yeah.
Yeah.
Fortunate for Chris.
Very fortunate for Chris. He can claim himself a hero.
Looks like Tribe was banking that this compound will be favored again, but I don't think it's going to happen unless we get some hard shifts. What's on the helmet? It looks like a bloody light bulb.
It does look like a bloody light bulb. It's quite strange, actually, that one.
Oh, Stranger Things?
Maybe it could be like a Stranger Things reference, or it's just
with the Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus jacket, so it's very scary seeing that pop down your chimney during the holiday seasons. But looking around, a couple teams just chilling for the now. Looks like the Knights are all the way down to the south trying to rotate on up. Bridge Tribe will be connecting, get a couple shots onto the eastern bridge.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel at the moment for the Knights as they're picking off these squads as they try and rotate over that bridge. It's essentially a long-range bridge camp with these high scope. I believe he's got a Frankie 4 times on that.
No confirmed kills yet.
No, just knocking players out.
Knocking them out, you know. They are aware the team at the gas station is prone over there, snaking it out, biding their time.
Got a 6 times on one of the players as well, just watching that gas station. That's some good scopes for this.
Trying to blow up the vehicle. I like
it looks
that.
like it's a bike that they're trying to pick off. There is a UAZ there for the team, but they're all piling into that, and we've seen 1 UAZ blow up and 3 people die before today, so we've got to be careful of that.
Last game, right?
Last game, yeah, running down the Miramar Hill. I think it was Team 9 that was involved in that.
Hopefully they've learned from their lessons. Who was that squad with all 4 members live listening to Ariana Grande?
I'm not sure, actually. I can't remember who it was, but whoever it was, they managed to escape, as we see another car collision, actually. So cars are plenty on this Erangel last map for the day. Raven, one of our kill leaders for the first day, has found himself bandaging up on the beach.
Yeah, we're only in circle number 2 right now, phase number 2. Next circle is about to pop in just a couple seconds. We'll see which squads have the favorable position.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Knights are struggling at the moment. They've left their run to this bridge late. They did rotate. Oh my lord, what is that?
That's a hard shift right there.
That is the hardest shift I've seen in quite a while. It's gone straight over the top of Pachinki on the left-hand side of your map. That is a disgusting shift. All those squads that were camping out that bridge on the right-hand side, the Milton
They're
Bridge.
going to have to push all the way to the west, pretty much.
And they're going to be pushing straight into Omen, who has gambled correctly. Potato Hill is out of the picture, so those Team 9 guys are going to have to get out there.
That's a crazy shift right there.
That is an insane shift. This is going to lead into a lot of action, a lot of spray downs into cars as they rotate through the road.
Yep. And we see Tribe immediately hop
Straight
into their vehicles, not waiting, not trying to waste any time right there. They see the circle, they hop in their cars, and almost all the teams are doing the same thing right now. They want to get that position, possibly head into Pachinki. That might be a calling card right now. Lots of cover. Da Vinci making some moves out here, spraying some shots, trying to possibly blow up some vehicles. We'll be getting a couple tags over there.
Looks like he's painting with that M4, creating some art.
Masterpiece, yep.
An absolute masterpiece as he's blowing up these cars.
Ooh,
Unfortunately, not getting a few kills, but there's a lot of crashing. And
yeah, they're getting pulled up by Omen Elite.
Yeah, Omen, who had a decent
Oh,
he's still on the high line. He
Oh.
doesn't manage to fill him out just yet. More Omen players come in the car.
Trying to get run over possibly over there.
Yeah, he didn't get the message, and he's going to maybe finish this kill off. Da Vinci go and hit the
Goes
shot
Woods.
sign. No, his teammate does take it. Another knock comes in. Maybe? No, he just manages to escape. 1 HP.
2 kills right now.
A lot of crazy action going on. Those Latinos guys were in the perfect position to start camping out players as they rotated into the new zone. And we have Raven now getting a kill onto Jagger. He is confirmed. Jagger the Fragger no longer, as Raven has picked him off in the rotation. We have
Jagger the dead.
Jagger the dead, unfortunately for him, yeah. But the Knights are not going to get down without out a fight. They do trade one back. This is on the south side of the map. Still the yellow house is brought over by ABADDON.
Oh!
Gets
Kevin! Not able to get the flush right there. Unfortunate. Went out like a champ, though.
He went down fighting. He can't knock his effort because he did try his wee best. B2W now with only 1 player alive, 1 player knocked. He's not going to be able to get his mate up, I don't believe. So he's going to be
Parker's going
all
to
alone, and he's getting sprayed down pretty hard. He tries to get in the house, in the Wizzy Wizard Tower, of course. There's Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi with pajamas.
Yeah, Wi-Fi was a player that you highlighted as being a incredibly talented player. As
the
his
most
teammate.
mechanically skilled players is what I was told by a couple of the figureheads in the community.
Well,
so.
He's been having a better day today with you watching him on, so he's
Yeah,
maybe he's got some confidence
I
now.
mean, they're moving up leaderboards. Maybe this is their game. I mean, they have a pretty solid position. They have a high ground. They have sight lines.
4 alive,
a
too.
couple teams right now. So we'll see.
Wi-Fi knows something's up. He is using a M4 with a nice little scope on it too, so he's going to be able to see anything.
Yeah, I don't see Arcs making any movement though. I'm not
no,
gonna lie.
I think he's parked it. I think he's put it in park and he's just going to give it a rest for now. But Omen, they found, as you said, they found themselves in a fantastic position. And the next zone, they are inside it as well, so they're going to be able to gatekeep anyone coming in from that southeast side. As the play zone starts claiming some Pittsburgh Knights players, I believe that's all of them out, if I'm not mistaken, as Jagger went down pretty early. It could be 1 remaining somewhere on the map, but
next circle, pretty centralized from our previous circle.
Yeah, just south of Pachinki, right on the crossroads actually.
Omen Elite on the edge. Looks like
a lot of teams rotating in. Check out
from
that.
the east. Yeah, there's still teams in the blue taking damage right now.
And Carnage now.
Ooh, Carnage trying to connect onto Da Vinci. Da Vinci going to be popping through the little tiny window hole.
Another player knocked out by the zone. Another player knocked out the zone. The zone is doing so much work at the moment because
probably going to have the most kills this game.
Yeah, it certainly would. It's doing a lot of damage. As we have the Latinos now bunkered up in a compound. They're going to have to move eventually out of this. They are going to hear Spacestation Gaming rotating to their south. Tempo are far north of them, but they're not going to be able to do anything as one of the players dies in the water.
Space Station rotating right now.
Raven now going to get taken out by the play zone as that hardship
is there
claims
4
another
vehicles
victim.
in the car? They're sending a center.
That is 4 men in. Oh, it's 3.
It's 3? Okay, it's 3.
Sixless is trailing behind. He's in the sights
Ooh,
now.
the Knights eliminated their worst game here today.
Yep.
I mean, they broke some records, right, earlier on. I believe 41 points for one game.
I think they broke another record today of the most traveled distances. They went
traveled distance this game.
all the way down to the bottom of the military base to rotate in. As soon as the military base circle was given up, they tried to rotate through the bridge, which just wasn't enough as the spray down comes in. This is Omen, your boys. They are giving it to the Latinos on the coastline, but nothing's connecting to move too much at the moment.
I really like the push from Space Station to try to center up early on. But the drive-bys right now, Manta, I believe, okay, Manta and Revo still alive. They were trying to get some runovers, trying to do some drive-by action here. Didn't work out in their favor. Manta
More
popping
drive-by.
over.
It is these last two players alive for the Latinos. They had a decent position earlier on, but the hard shift kind of ruined their day, as it is Space Station Gaming in the center of the circle at the moment.
And the kill feed, Spacestation Gaming.
They pop off, as we see. This is our current leaders on the leaderboard. Infinex have found themselves the warehouse at the back of Pachinki. It is in the northern side of the circle. Highly unlikely it stays in, but we've seen stranger things happen this map alone. Now looking onto the 9mm, oh, the 9 guys, team 9. The big spray down. This is Omen onto the side of Tempo Storm, who are 4 strong, but have been pretty quiet. More spraying comes down. And
Might as well
Yep.
spray. I mean, you see the smoke, that's an open target. Carnage will be making a couple connections over there. Zute trying to get a little closer, possibly get another angle on this, wait for these smokes to dissipate. Do some cleanup over here on the Tempo.
Yeah, G6 going down. I believe the play zone was their worst enemy this game, as they got screwed by that hard shift going all over the place it did this map. The zone was not staying still for nobody.
Yeah, I was going to mention that Space Station, they had those 3 members in the vehicle. They sent it more centralized, and they left Sixless behind. So they got a 3-1 split going on right now, trying to increase their odds for the next circle. Next circle will pop. Sixless will be on the edge with the other 3 members of Space Station up on that hill, overlooking all this.
This is
So
probably the best location you could be in for Space Station Gaming at the moment, as they are on top of the hill. They have 3 players there, so they can defend pushes as everyone tries to come in and push on them. Tempo's flying up the hill. We've got Tribe pushing in as well. Infinex are stuck in that little warehouse. They're going to have to fight their way out as Tempo Storm try to crash into the teams. And we see Space Station Gaming starting to pick up some kills. There is one player that has taken some damage, but Tempo Storm will be in a position of grief right now. I believe they must have just got knocked out. Omen could be heaping on the pain as they rotate into Team 9 as well.
Still fighting 9, yep. Vehicles exploding everywhere. It looks like the rest of Omen are going to be pulling up to provide that cover.
4 strong to Omen. They know that this shack is occupied by at least 2 players, so a push might come in, or maybe some cheeky nades in there. As soon as a nade goes in that hole, you don't really want to be in there if you're a 9 player. And there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run if their nade goes in there. If they get out.
Some good defensive grenades, though, from our shack boys down here. I mean, they're keeping them at bay, forcing them to remain up here. Meanwhile, Space Station Gaming, not third-partying this yet, but King will be spotting out one of these members, taking some shots over there with the VSS.
Yeah, Kingy with the VSS. He's keen on that this game. He's kept it the whole way through, and he's laid some shots down. They probably don't know where they were on Space Station Gaming, that VSS. Quite sneaky, as Infinex have made their way out of that little hut or the warehouse.
So Omen, they got 4 alive, right? Infinex 4 alive. Space Station 4 alive. Tribe looks like only 3 alive. Infinex, they are going to be around the edge. Looks like we might have a classic King of the Hill ending right now with Space Station on the top.
Last batch of players divided the zone at the moment as Infinex are rotating in quite quickly. So that was not the Infinex, that was B2W, similar colours. As more frags go out, XDD has picked up to himself a crate as Infinex start to push in from behind and get some kills. This King of the Hill situation you were talking about is
Tribe
erupting.
has 4 actually, so.
Tribe does have 4.
Okay.
They are stacked on top of each other. Infinex now SSG pushing in with the VSS, getting some sneaky knocks too. So there's a lot of action now. Sixless is still alive, by the way, for SSG. Just picking them off with this VSS. He's found himself a nice little angle. You wouldn't know people are there. It's pretty hard to pick him off. So he's picked up another one as well. And that's
He's like south of where we are looking right now, not even in the camera view. Here he is.
On camera now. Picked himself up 2 kills so far with the VSS. He's got plenty of meds to work with, and he's rather healthy as well on his suit, and he's just spamming
spraying
that
out there in the smoke.
Yeah, why not? Have a go, son. Get in the zone, though.
Yeah, get in the zone. Get in the zone. Juicy over here, overlooking the fight between 9 and Omen. Now is the time for Omen to make that push on to 9, potentially rack up some kills, and then rotate on into the north. Sixless will have to finally make some moves happen. Omen going to be pulling up this hill.
Sixless actually has an angle on these Omen guys as he's pushing up the
looking
hill.
at him,
Yeah, right now
Here
he's
we go.
pushing some fighters in. He might be able to get a knock there. He does end up getting a knock with the last bullet in his clip. Omen are going to be very confused as to what in the earth is happening now. He should call out for his teammates to push around and push the top of this hill too.
VSS God right now.
This is Sixless, the VSS God.
VSS OP.
It's looking rather OP at the moment as Chrissy has got his eyes set on the last players of Team 9. There's only one player alive, one player going for the res. Yeah, so he's got the revive out for that. So that's Well done, but
Sixless going to be using the southern border of
he's on a
the
James
circle.
Bond flank.
Yep. I mean, we got to make it back into the circle somehow. Possibly get another angle onto Omen as we see Omen Zute in a
Sixless
vehicle.
actually gets knocked out, so he's been caught out on his flank. VSS
Who caught
God
him?
has fallen. I believe it was one of the tribe members, maybe.
Tribe caught him.
Infinex now laying on some hurt. Those nades not quite long enough as we see the kill leaders at the moment. There are a lot of kills spread out.
Okay.
Spacestation Gaming now do take the lead on kills. As Angry is in a decent position. He knows there's another team down here and he just wants to wait for them to crest this ridge and lay some hurt in as we've got Infinex again pushing onto Tribe. More gunfire rains out.
Yeah, Sixless, you know, is dead but got 2 kills. Spacestation Gaming are going to need to be careful on this so that they do not get sandwiched up here on their high ground position. Looks like Angry will be pushing down. Angry is going to be opening up. The gunfire going to be connecting onto Zute. I believe got the knock onto Carnage. Has this tree for cover right now. Going to be making the push a little further to get close and try to make sure to stop the revive from coming out right now. Oh my goodness. Spacestation Gaming, Angry doing a great job. The molly, is it going to connect onto him? I don't know.
Yeah, it's doing
is it burning
no,
him?
it's not doing it. It's just
No,
revived, popped up. Quite achieved in this game so far. Euphoria Gaming, we haven't mentioned them too much. They've pushed in from the south side. They've made themselves all the way up the west side of the hill. They've done very well, picking up a lot of kills on the way through. They're at least up to 6 or 7 kills by my count. There is a lot of action. Omen Elite still have 3 strong. Spacestation Gaming just got one knocked out. They have found him at that tree. He will be flushed out immediately. Thirsted, gone, Gonzo. Spacestation Gaming, they have the gold spot, but now it's falling. The last player, Beach, is in the middle of this smoke, proning with his mate.
Oh, like 2 HP.
He is definitely losing his
Trying to heal
health.
up.
The spray comes out. It's not quite going to get him. Kingy.
Healing up. I think they are able to heal up. Might be able to get the revive while smokes there were. That's what was happening. We made mention of it. Space Station had a great position, but they were bound to get sandwiched as they were taking fights on multiple angles. As we see Simple going to be tossing some grenades, trying to get the connect over here. I believe doing some damage, but then heading back into his prone position.
Still have 6 teams alive with 13 players. That's a lot of players for a zone this tiny. There's a lot of Deflator around here. A lot of movement as SSG now taking these onto INF. He has actually picked him off. He goes for the drop shot too. The next player from
Simple's the last remember. Oh, going from the prone. Simple will be winning that trade-off right there.
It was well played by Simple. He's done well to get his mate up too.
The last 2 remaining members, if Simple would have got knocked there. Omen Elite, I think 3 alive down there.
Yeah, 3 strong still. They are just pushing up that eastern side of the hill. So it is a top 4 situation. Lots of 2-man squads, lots of 3-man squads alive. If Euphoria can get their last man up, I don't think they can. They are going to push around for it.
Trying to get up there. Oh, will be spotted though. I think we saw some shots ring out at the very end before we switched away.
Saw the Tracers move, and Tribe will claim that kill. This is a tight situation. Omen have the advantage on players, but one false move could even it all up. There is a lot of room to move at the moment.
4 teams left. Spam in the chat right now. I'm curious where the spans are at. Yeah, who's going to win? Omen, Euphoria, Infinex, or Tribe. Let us know who you guys think is going to pull out the victor here and get the final chicken dinner of the day here at groups A and C.
And the final chicken dinner is often the sweetest chicken dinner.
Yep, so you go home, or they're already home, but
you go to bed
full. You go to bed full. You log off your phone and you got a smile on you.
Certainly do.
Oh, Simple spotted and taken down by Carnage from Omen Elite, and it looks like Karma, their location is known as the tree is just, you know, getting shot like, hey, we know you're behind this tree. Be careful.
That's the tree, boys.
That's
Shoot
the
at
tree.
the tree. That's the tree, boys. They might have spotted Euphoria Gaming on the low ground too, Omen. So they have a decent read on the positions currently. They don't know where Tribe is, but Tribe isn't their biggest threat at the moment. The sightlines prevent Tribe from even aggressing onto Omen. So Omen are in a decent position here. They've got the one player in effects in their sights. And they are throwing nades around.
Yeah, Tribe is the wild factor right now for me, because they've been, you know, passive this whole time. Haven't really been taking any fights. And at least when it comes to Omen Elite, you're not aware of their location. But Karma will be hearing something behind them, popping up, taking at least one of them down.
Yeah, pushed though by the last player
taken down.
alive by Tribe. Tribe has had enough of his shenanigans, has taken him out, and now we have 3 teams remaining. He will be able to get the res out. Euphoria are still in the mixture, being watched like a hawk by the side of Omen Elite. Your boys, can they take home a chicken dinner for the last one of the day? Make you proud, Dave.
Yep, 3 alive over here. Carnage will be connected on and bleeding on out, but that was a trade. Tribe was able to get both of those members up, so they will have 2. King over here. Here's Tribe.
Oh, he could go
Here's
for the
Tribe.
big spray down.
He's popping up on the Tribe.
It's 2
There's
down.
2 for King over there. More points in the bank. Looking good. 3 members left over here for Omen Elite, and we have Euphoria down there on the low ground in the smokes.
And Omen know they're going to start to peek out over the top now. The smokes aren't enough, and it is going to be the end of the game. Omen, your boys, Dave. They caught up at the start of the game, start of the day. They took a while to warm up, but here they are at the end of the day with the chicken dinner, the final one. 11 kills too, so it's a healthy chicken dinner. That's a nice size. You can feed a family with that.
Euphoria, their best game today as well.
Certainly was their best game. They did very well sneaking in there. They were quite achiever. We had Tempo go out pretty early.
Yeah, 11th place with only a...
Pittsburgh Knights also went out pretty early.
That one hurt.
That one hurt for me, definitely. But they did have a bit of a decent day. 15th after
0
getting
kills.
40 points in one game. They do end up dropping in second last place for the rest of the day. This is what the game was. It was Omen's game, and we had an interesting circle at the start up. Your jellies were feeling it, and then it shifted all the way.
My jellies were feeling. My jellies were also feeling an Omen win today.
Eventually,
so
yeah.
My jellies are right 50% of the time. I'm fine with that.
This was the moment that was the
jellies.
highlight for me. Well, no, it was Grego getting the car kill. That was excellent. We see this beautiful scar spray too at the start of the game. Got quite excited over that.
You'd like to see from GRUNTo as well, because they haven't really been racking up the points that they need here.
No, it was.
I believe they went out 16th this game also.
Yeah, it was a bit rough for them still, but they still have one more day of gameplay.
Pretty consistent today.
No, Tribe did well. They played a lot of good PUBG Mobile, and they did secure a lot of top 10 finishes for the day, which is kind of what you need to be doing.
I mean, coming into today, they were in 7th place. So I guess they were consistent on their first day. They're going to continue that consistent here today. Definitely going to be a team to keep your eye on moving forward.
Yeah, more spraying as we see. Spraying on cars. Tempo getting stuck in a ravine there. They ended up dying in that place. As this was some more spraying and praying from SSG.
Angry was super aggressive here. Angry was putting up the damage numbers. He's got a couple knocks over here. Just was not able to flush it out, get the confirmed kills. And then the tables had turned onto them, and we saw what happened. They got taken down. They were pushed up just a little too far from their team members. Their team members were up there dealing with another fight from the west, I believe. So Angry, a little spread out too thin for my liking right there. Wasn't able to get that support.
He was feeling it. He was feeling the kills. He sees them all lining up. He sees them getting low, doing lots of damage, and maybe he thinks...
It's like tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly. One more kill and maybe this whole squad's gone and I'm a hero. But unfortunately for him, it didn't pay out. So Spacestation Gaming, they couldn't capitalize on their great start and their great mid-game. The position they were finding themselves in was pretty fantastic though.
Yeah.
So
I like that. I feel like they were trying something different that game too. Remember they sent 3 to the center and they kept 6-less on the edge right there at the VSS. That's a VSS god play right there.
That's a correct use of the VSS too, I reckon. That's the best way to be using it. And we see the board. This is the points distribution for the game. 11 kills for Euphoria, 11 kills for Omen Elite. Both of those teams needed the kills, needed the points so badly. Tribe and Space Station pulled out 8 apiece. Infinex, our leaders, our champions so far, they pulled out 12, so that's a decent enough finish for them. Team 9, who had some pretty high up finishes today, they ended up with getting 7 points total from this last game. B2W didn't collect a kill, but they collected 4 placement points. That was our top 8. Sent Legends as well, another team that has been struggling, gets 6 placement points and 1 kill point to make 7.
What is that Euphoria logo? It's like
a black smudge on my screen right now. I don't know what it is.
It looks like something scary, like with some barbed wire, like a demon or something. I don't know. Let us know what that is.
Yeah, if the Euphoria social media manager is in the chat, let us know. GRUNTo and Pittsburgh dropping out pretty quickly. Granja del Gaming following them. Tempo, Storm, Latinos Unidos, Unnamed, ABADDON and Savage Hearts make up the last of the teams in the lobby. Savage Hearts, they get 3 kills, 1 placement point. You've got to think about...
Lots of screen time today, though.
Lots of screen time? Yeah, they did get a lot of screen time today. Da Vinci was one of the more popular members from our observers. They obviously liked what they saw with him. He had a lot of time spent kneeling down, getting information for his team, which is often the correct play, as Infinex finished the day on top, a clean 29 points ahead of the Pittsburgh Knights, who faltered in our last game. Tribe Gaming Tempo Storm, the Unnamed, round out the top 5. Cloud9, they still have 4 games to play this week, and about 71 points to make up to catch up to Infinex Gaming.
The
You
spread,
think if
though,
they can...
that spread, though, between first place and 8th place, I mean, almost 100 points. Not 100 points, but is getting there. So the top teams in our lobby are definitely showing themselves, demonstrating their skills here. And we're going to start seeing that with the leaderboard spread. So I really like Infinex. They did a good job today. They were consistent. Pittsburgh Knights had a rough game number 4 here. I can only imagine if it went well for them, if they would have been able to maybe contest Infinex. I don't know. Infinex, they've just been on their game today. So I don't know if they would have been able to overpass them. But Tribe Gaming, a team that has been really good at finding compounds, positioning, being passive, kind of not camping, but, you know, strategically biding their time until they need to roll out, and get those kills.
And Dave, look at that. The Chicken Dinner gets Omen Elite up into 9th position. They started the day off incredibly low, 25th, and they've climbed themselves up all the way to 9th. That is a big effort from them. They can go home and put them, well, they're already home, but
they're home. They can go home and
they can go
celebrate.
Homer.
They can go even further into their home.
Yep, they can get out the outskirts. They can get right in the basement and celebrate, put a pat on the back, have a few bevies maybe, and enjoy the Chicken Dinner. That was the last game of the day. Always good to finish on a high for them. Euphoria, who also had a nice finish to the day, getting the 2nd place. They have rocketed up the leaderboard as well. A few teams there from the other group, Team Totality and Wildcard, who had decent first days. We'll see them in action on Wednesday to see if they can catch up to these other teams. Latinos Unidos had a nice day too. Cream Esports NA still to play. They only have 5 kills to their 22 placement points. So that's a bit of an odd one. But you see, this is the top 24. So these teams are safe at the moment. But if you've played 8 games and you're still on this board, you are scared because everyone below you, or these teams with 4,
they have a chance.
They have a very big chance of taking over you.
He was even below that.
Yeah, so if you're on this board, you're needing a big miracle last day.
Yeah. Granja del Gaming, you know, they had 8 games so far. They only got 9 kills and 8 placement points. Definitely want to go back, look at the VODs, do something different, because what you're currently doing now, just not working.
So Granja del Gaming has finished 11th to 16th in every single game they've played so far, because that's where you get 1 placement point from. So obviously they're not surviving long enough at the moment, so they need to rethink their strategy. These are the kill leaders. It's simple on top to end the day. Yeah, it's got Sam on 2nd place, Rojas on 3rd, Jagger up there now, and Vigilante to round out the top 5. That was
big numbers. Well,
I mean, the majority of those Pittsburgh Knight kills were from that 21 kill game that they got earlier on. That was an absolute monster effort from them. Rojas had a good game on Miramar actually. He got like 6 or 7 kills there, so that was good. Simple's been probably the most consistent player over the course of the season so far.
Infinex Gaming. The logo looks like the Predator with some headphones on.
Yep, he's listening to some sick beats.
Some sick beats. That's what keeps them going. That's what keeps them fragging out here. Hopefully trying to maybe overtake the Knights on their kill leads moving forward.
I'm not sure if the Predator would listen to Ariana Grande though. I think it would be something a bit hardcore, you know, a bit more oomph to it, a bit more energy to it. Ariana, maybe not their jam.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe Britney Spears. I don't know. But regardless, phenomenal day, Ben. I appreciate you having me today.
Amazing day.
The NA games today. Bon appetit for me.
It was beautiful. We had some beautiful endings and some beautiful starts to the games. The highlight for me was that running over in the car in the last game. That was fantastic.
Okay. Highlight for me, Chris winning game 1.
Chris getting. I was actually going to say, yeah. That was a really good one too. Thanks for coming, Dave. And we needed the NA expert, as most of us are completely clueless about NA because it's just too powerful for our feeble minds.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, though, on YouTube, Twitch, wherever you are watching. If you're watching the VOD, follow @MustacheDave_ on Twitter, @SmashShouts. Send us some information, see if you like your cast. Any feedback is always well received.
Moving forward, you know, we want to stay updated on the scene. Make sure that we're providing the best entertainment possible.
Certainly will. Well, thank you for joining us on the broadcast today. That's all for NA for now. Next week, we have more NA action. Thank you for joining, and have a good day.